Also, I'm gonna actively be eating. So
That is all right. You eat. I was eating.
What are you eating?
Not long. Yeah, what are you eating?
just some linguine with a bit of a spicy Italian sausage in it,
Hell yeah, dude.
and some Rosa Alfredo.
Oh.
What's your favorite jarred Alfredo, Boo? You're the Italian.
True.
Little Italy in the Bronx is really fucking good.
Never heard of it.
Okay. And what's something that I can get on supermarket shelves?
That's something you can get on supermarket shelves.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know what stores you have up there, but the places that we have it are Publix, so ever so slightly more upscale.
We have Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger brand.
Okay, if that's the one that's slightly above, like regular Kroger or Walmart, you should be able to find it there.
All right. I think so.
Yeah.
I know it's slightly better than Safeway.
Yeah.
All right, we are.
But since I've lived down here all my life, I don't really know the northern equivalents of like a Publix.
Right. I've never even heard of Publix.
Yeah, it's a southern one.
Okay. Well, being kind of down here now a little bit, I've still never heard of one. It's interesting. I guess we probably just don't have one around here, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Live and all set. That is there. This is there. Give me just a second. And
although it sure is going to be fucking awkward as hell when I show up to the Examon fight with my level 99 Examon.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even know he was a royal knight and I just got him.
Yeah. Alright, there's the chat thing. And everything is set.
But yeah, okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
What is it with the Digimon at like their ultimate forms having heads on their arms that have a sword coming out of the mouth of the head?
I know, right? Yeah, that is.
It's really weird.
It is. All of the knights, quote unquote, are like that, and it's very strange.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's like their ultimate. I'm sorry. Technically, it's mega. Technically,
it's the mega.
But their mega form.
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's an ultra, actually.
Oh yes, true, ultra.
Yes.
But yeah, technically, it's like, oh, remember when we were like animals? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now we're like people. That's insane.
Now we're all Gundam Power Rangers.
Yeah, dude, it's sick.
It's really weird.
I know.
I've never really been a huge fan of the aesthetic, but I don't mind it here.
Sure, yeah. Hello, Slay. First time in a while you can watch live? Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Hey, Chara. Good evening. It has been a while since it's been, all three of us, actually, now I think about it. It's been a couple of times. Nice.
Yep.
It's good. Let me up my volume.
I've just been so fucking tired lately.
Yeah. I know that feel, dude. No worries at all.
Yeah. Holidays in retail.
Yeah, I bet that's hell in a handbasket. And you can rely on it happening every year.
Yep. Here, I'll close this so I can hear everybody perfectly.
Yeah. Hell in a handbasket and the self-checkout is broken.
Hey! There you go, dude.
What a goddamn shame.
What a shame.
Retail never changes.
God damn it, yeah, I was just gonna make that joke. Fuck!
That is true. He is right. Worked at Toys R Us for 9 years. I can feel your pain, Boo. Oh, jeez, that would have been. Oy.
Yeah,
that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95.
I'm your second host, Captain Chiral.
And I'm your third host, who is eating. So my responses will be slower and muffled.
Hell yeah.
Pasta.
Hell yeah. We love it. All right. Well, today I have found a couple of videos. One that we are going to be starting with called Most People Play Clerics Wrong, Here's How to Fix It, by a person named Jace Manoli. And I've seen the thumbnail, and the guy has a chin. Now, I thought it was photoshopped, but, like, it's not photoshopped.
He's actually a Giga Chad?
Yeah, he's got the chin.
He's got
it's
the Chad
crazy.
Nice.
So we'll see about this.
So he's been fucking, like, chewing on shoe leather on his off time?
Exactly, dude. It's crazy. Hey, Dave. Worked at one of those media megastores in the 90s called Incredible Universe during one holiday season. Oh, I bet that was horrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially during the 90s, because that was before the whole internet shopping thing took off.
True.
And you could have expected that to pull some people away.
Yeah, a hell of a lot more. War.
Yeah.
War is dynamic and constantly evolving. True.
Engravings give you literally no tactical advantage at all.
Yes.
I love that one.
I remember that one. It was very good. But yes, so yeah, this is Jace Manoli. Smaller channel, it looks like. I just saw this video and was like, huh, sure. Okay.
Small channel, massive Riz.
That's right. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go.
Those people play clerics wrong. They play them like heal bots or like wizards with a high armor class. But that's not all a cleric is supposed to be. They're the heartbeat of the story if you roleplay them right. And that's what we're going to talk about today. First, we'll talk about the things all clerics have in common, the roleplay elements that should always show up when you play one. Then we'll analyze how the 4 2024 cleric domains shape your choices, your demeanor, even your flaws. I'll suggest a few Forgotten Realms deities that fit each domain, so you've got ready-made lore to anchor your character if your campaign takes place in Faerun. And finally, I'll give you 3 fully fleshed out cleric concepts per domain, with personalities, ideals, bonds.
I don't understand why you have the blurred text. I get it's supposed to be like kind of a teaser kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah,
but
reveal it as the video goes.
Yeah, it's just kind of silly.
And flaws that you can take and drop right into your next campaign. I'm Jace. I'm an actor, a screenwriter, and I've been
Oh, you're an actor. That's why you look so
that would do
chiseled. I understand. Okay, all right.
DM for over 10 years.
Cool.
Clerics are one of my favorite classes to play. Mechanically, you get the best of both worlds. You get magic and you get strength. And narratively, they can uplift an entire campaign. But too often, I've seen them reduced to walking band-aids. And I'm telling you, you don't have to settle for that. So let's talk clerics. What all clerics have in common. Here's the thing. No matter which domain you pick, all clerics share a few roleplay pillars. Faith. It's not optional. Even if you're a doubting cleric, your entire identity still revolves around belief, or the struggle to maintain belief, I guess.
Sure.
Unlike a wizard, you didn't bury yourself in books. Unlike a warlock, you didn't make a shady pact. You chose devotion. You chose service. And in return, your god actually answers. But how do you show that? Well, first, know your tenets. If you're in the Forgotten Realms, look up your god's dogma. I'll link the Forgotten Realms wiki in the description. It makes it very easy to look that up. If you're in a homebrew setting, ask your DM, what does my deity expect? Or make it up yourself. Write those tenets down and keep them in your notes. Second, use expression.
Okay. Sorry, I was gonna pause.
Or make it up. I was gonna say, or make it up yourself and inform your DM ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that way you don't show up to session and be like, "Oh, this god's actually about this. I'm deciding this now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
this god is specifically the god of rolling 20s.
Yeah.
So everything's a crit.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I mean, so I've based a lot of stuff off of different things in creating my own kind of deities and such, and it's important to look at, especially when you're creating your own like kind of world, look at the tenets that became it's either they became because of, or they came about because of the history that was forged because the god existed, or the history that was forged because the god had to intervene. you know, in a bunch of different ways, right? And then it's like,
Mm.
even if they're not as chatty, quote unquote, you know, like they don't they aren't as, they are more distant, I guess is the best way to put it. You can still, like, you can have the tenets be based off of what the people then believe after the fact, right?
They're just being a little soon.
Yes, exactly. I hate you. So, yeah, I also like the idea of tenets given that are not necessarily true. So like, you have different followers of different gods that believe that they are following their will, but are not at like only to like the barest or like tangential degree, right? Because it's like, oh,
There's essentially different sects
exactly,
that follow the same god but have different beliefs.
exactly. So like you can play up your specific sect of the religion, and it could be far and away different from the like main body as well, as long as it's related.
Hell, you can look at the different denominations of Christianity
Exactly.
for that.
Exactly. So just take that kind of stuff and you can kind of roll with it. Become a cult. It's cool.
Yes.
Don't just say bye. Say, go in Lathander's light, or may Ilmater carry your burdens. Come up with 3 to 5 little phrases that belong to your cleric's faith. Sprinkle them at the table. Perform rituals. Before a fight, maybe you kiss your holy symbol. After a kill, whisper a prayer over the body.
Maybe kiss
These
your holy
tiny
symbol.
habits show that faith is woven into everything you do. Then there's moral weight. When a rogue lies, it's just a lie. When you lie, it's either a sin or a tenet of your faith. When a fighter kills, it's just combat. When you kill, it's divine judgment. Every choice you make is heavier because people see your God's hand in it. Don't dodge that, lean into it. You've got the favor of a being of immense power. That can make you confident, even self-righteous, but it should also stress you out. What if you stray too far from what they expect and you lose it all?
Sure.
So, how do you roleplay that? Well, narrate the weight. When you make a tough decision, say out loud what your cleric's god would think of it, even if it's just muttering. Forgive me, Sylvanus, before you strike down a direwolf. Make morality messy. Maybe you don't heal the rogue who triggered a trap in their greed to steal a treasure. Maybe you hesitate to smite the villain because you can see their pain and you hope that they can be redeemed. Show the conflict. Sometimes your cleric makes the wrong call, and then they have to pray about it later. Use divine.
So I like these ideas. I really do. I like the narratives that we can make because of it. It's just one of those things that, for me at least, I don't know. It could weigh it down a little bit. It could weigh down my decisions and such, and also make it so that it's like, and again, I like the ideas of like, oh, don't heal somebody who is going against the beliefs of your god and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's roleplay potential and inter-party conflict that could happen because of that, which is interesting to me. But like, there is I assume that would be like in the beginning, you know, because at some point when they learn about each other to a degree, it's like, well, I can't stop you from being so greedy. I'm trying my best, but I'm also not going to let you die, you know?
Yeah, like, I can't teach you to be a better person if you're fucking dead.
Yes.
So, and
exactly.
I also can't teach you to be a better person if we're all dead because we needed your backstab.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So it's all good stuff. It's just sprinkling that stuff more so. The more it's not necessarily selfish, but you understand what I mean. It's that stuff that isn't necessarily helping the team. Sprinkle that more towards the beginning.
That pragmatism.
Thank you. Yes, pragmatism. Exactly.
Fear. Have moments where your cleric wonders if their god will withdraw their favor. Maybe hesitate before doing something that your tenants don't discuss, as if you're waiting for approval. That tension makes that power feel earned. Then there's service. You're torn in 3 directions: serving your god, serving your party, and serving your own interests or conscience. And they don't always align. In fact, that's the conflict that makes clerics unforgettable. Imagine two clerics in one party serving rival gods. The drama writes itself.
Yes.
But how do you show this? Well, ask the big question. Whenever the party debates what to do, ask yourself the fantasy version of what would Jesus do and substitute it for your god or goddess. And then let that answer pull you in a different direction than the group sometimes. That's not you being difficult, that's you role-playing the cleric. You can keep a private ritual. Between sessions or in downtime, write a short prayer or a journal entry from your cleric to your god, and then bring it up in play. Say something like, "Last night I begged Chantia to give me patience with you." It adds layers. Let the loyalties clash.
I mean, it can, but it's also
Yeah,
like,
it can.
I don't know, like, to a degree, it could then become incredibly annoying, you know?
Yeah, you're having all these additional things for your cleric and all
It's
these
cool.
inter-party conflicts and even just like kind of effectively like snide remarks
Yeah.
is very in character
Yes.
for certain clerics, but the problem is that you're going to start running the risk of becoming that guy and the omega. You're becoming the cleric that everybody worries about.
Yes.
And that nobody ever wants to play with ever again.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's risky.
This is not advice meant for all tables, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely like the self-aggrandizing like masturbatory aspect
Mhm.
of like, oh, look at me, the cleric,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Is like an attitude that can be fun and add flavor to your character for the first like few sessions,
Mhm.
but after a while, everyone else at the table's gonna be kind of like, all right, we get it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you just kind of keep it up with that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to see that all the time in, like, your critical roles and stuff, because, like, they can bounce off it very, very easily, and they're kind of trained to do so, quote unquote, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, in your home games, it could be more of a death sentence for your character in terms of enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
When your deity wants one thing and your party wants another, don't sweep it under the rug. Make the conflict visible. Even if it's just a sigh or a glance.
No, you don't understand. Clerics have to wear their religion on their sleeve at all times, or their god will think they're a fake fan. True.
Oh god, yeah. They have to be a tier 3.
Yeah,
they
that's
have to be
right.
a tier
You
3.
have to be a tier 3.
This is even God, that's even worse. Like, imagine you're like, guys, what should we do? Should we go back to town to like defend it from the incoming goblins, or should we stay out here and fight off the bandits? And then the cleric is like, oh, obviously not to that degree,
Right.
but could you imagine that? Like, you're trying to have this legitimate discussion, and the cleric is just like, you're all so wrong. My god wants this thing. That would be so insufferable.
For that kind of stuff, it's like, again, the character can exist that does that. I understand. This is fine as a concept, but again, just don't do it all the fucking time, right?
Yeah, and I think a better way to do that, rather than having any sort of snideness or sighing or being like a bitch about it, basically, is maybe have that same conversation, and the cleric pipes up and says, like, maybe the characters ask the cleric their opinion, and they're like, well, actually, I prayed to my god last night, and she said that if we do this, we can actually lessen the impact of both events.
Yeah.
They'll both still happen, but we can lessen both of their impact. We can either stop one and the other, something like that. Something more of just kind of a guiding hand,
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think
that would be way better.
I think that's something that you have to like be in communication with your DM about, right? Because like the gods will act as they do. The character does not have to act the same way as the gods, obviously. They're just part of their sect, and
Yes.
and however they interpret whatever they're sending as a message, whether it be through the signs of, through actual speaking, or it could be through like signs in terms of like rolling of bones or all that kind of shit, interpretations of events, maybe even, and then just have them understand that it's something that the god wants for sure, and it's something that your cleric can go like, yeah, so like, hey, so like my god really wants me to do this, so I mean, like, we can go and do
Fingers
the other
pointing at
thing.
one another.
We can yeah, we can go and do the other thing. That's fine, but like it'd really be cool if we did it this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like
I had a
that.
dream last night, and my god was like, "Hey, do this," and there's like a chest of shit at the end of it,
Sure. Yeah.
just flat out.
Right. You could.
The most. It's like when a DM is like flat out breaking the fourth wall. Don't go that way. There's nothing there.
Sure. Yeah.
They use the god as an ability to break the fourth wall and say,
I mean,
"Fuck you. There's a chest here. Do it now."
it is a thing. Like that is a thing for any sort of either deity or pact maker of some sort. Any of those kinds of things. They could just be like, "Hey, man, you want to get something cool? Fucking do this, and you'll get you'll get something fucking cool, man." So,
Yeah. You like cool things, right?
yeah, you like cool stuff, right? Everybody likes
I
cool
sure do.
stuff.
No. I like cool things, and I'm a god, so
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah,
legit.
you know that I like what you like, so it's cool, man.
Yeah.
A symbol or a quiet, this isn't what Helm teaches, that's the drama fuel right there. Of course, this requires a gentle hand and some planning. A little conflict is exciting for play. Constant conflict can get tiresome and annoying very quickly. So if the campaign is going to require heists, don't choose a deity who actively opposes stealing.
Yes.
If the campaign is in the jungles of Chult, don't pick a deity who disapproves of fighting beasts or dangerous animals. Okay, before we get into domains, remember this. Clerics aren't just spellcasters, and they aren't just fighters. They're walking sermons with a burden of expectation. And in their
Some
world,
are.
the
Yes,
divine
some.
spotlight never turns off. The life domain. Mechanically, life clerics are the best healers in the game. If you want a party that is going to survive, you're the insurance policy. You're the one who pulls people back from the brink. Roleplay-wise, life clerics are defined by compassion. But compassion comes with a cost. You're constantly confronted with suffering, and you can't save everyone. That guilt, that exhaustion, that weight, that's the story fuel. In the party, you're the nurturer, but maybe you're overbearing. In the
I was gonna say you're
downtime,
the nerd.
you're the one binding wounds, feeding orphans, praying for the sick. And in battle, every heal is a choice. Do you save the selfish rogue who's
So this is definitely going for the archetypes rather than your variation, right? He's
Yeah.
giving you your general. This is the big archetype that you'll see in the book, basically, of what this kind of cleric would be and how they would act. Because I'd be like, I mean, you could act that way, sure. But what if like my cleric's really good at doing the life stuff? He likes the life domain, and he just like he's using it so that he can, I don't know, like make money. Because he's like really good at healing.
Yeah, because like my god wants me to heal shit. They never said anything about being kind.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
literally.
it's like my domain is life. Sure, I will keep life, but man, oh man, could I get a paycheck for that though?
Yeah.
Could I become
kind of
big
also
pharma?
need to eat.
Please.
God damn it! Please don't. You're gonna get assassinated by an Italian guy.
Yes,
with back problems.
exactly. There's the drama.
Yes, deservedly, but you know.
My god wants me to do this. Made me think Zoe, cleric of Roko. I don't know this reference.
I don't know that either.
But yeah, so like again, it is definitely these are the archetypes. This is the thing. And yeah, Faerun, we're gonna go into Faerun stuff as well. Faerun stuff is very one note in a lot of the gods. In terms of what they want and what they represent. Though I could be wrong in that, absolutely. I've not read too much. I've just read deities and demigods a couple of times, so I don't know.
stole from the
I only
boor,
read the God
or do you
book.
let them
Come
learn?
on.
Exactly.
And don't handwave healing NPCs to save spell slots for your party members if your deity sees all beings as equal. Or if you do pick your party member over an NPC when the choice presents itself, roleplay that guilt and the burden of having had to choose. Maybe bring it up with that character the next time they do something you disapprove of.
Sure.
You can say, I let the jungle guy die so you may live, and this is the choice you make? If you're in the Forgotten Realms, there are some amazing gods to anchor a life cleric. Chantia, the goddess of agriculture, is all about nurturing, growth, protecting the natural cycles of life. A cleric of Chantia
By
might come
extending it
across
with
like a
magic?
spiritual farmer,
Yes, sir.
practical, down to earth, always reminding the party to care for the land and care for each other. Create food and water would be a great spell to use often as a cleric of Chantia. Ilmater, on the other hand, is a god of suffering and endurance. His followers take on the pain of others willingly. A life cleric of Ilmater isn't just healing wounds, they're embodying sacrifice, sometimes even begging their god to transfer someone's pain into their own body through the spell life transference. And then
Yeah, I was
Nerd
gonna
man.
say, if we can roleplay it by using the spells that are like that, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if there's many spells that are like that though that you can use.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I like the idea, and in fact, if I wanted to do it in that way, I could be like, yeah, sure, we can do some like bargain shit in battle where if I heal you, if you really need healing, and your god is like, yeah, dude, absolutely, you're gonna take the damage. That'd be sick, you know? Like every heal, or what is it? Healing word that you do, you hurt yourself by accident, or
Mhm.
not by, but like it transfers like the wound to you that you heal. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be really. I guess if you have that god and that's your intent, you would really want to ask your DM for maybe a larger hit die because you're going to be taking damage every time you heal, or stronger heals or something, because that's going to be really rough to like maintain.
Maybe.
Like if you go into a dungeon, you're going to have to stop after every fucking room, unless you just have a shitload of potions, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could prep yourself, you know. So I don't know.
there's Lathander, the famous Morning Lord, god of dawn and renewal. A
Well, I've never
Lathanderite
heard of
life
him.
cleric would radiate optimism, always talking about second chances, rebirth, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. And in combat, they could have aura of vitality up all the time. Each of these deities gives you a different flavor of compassion: the nurturing caretaker, the suffering martyr, or the hopeful reborn. So let's create a few character concepts based on the life cleric.
Sure.
First, we have the martyr. This is the cleric everyone expects. The gentle, soft-spoken healer who would rather take a hit than let anyone else
Is
suffer.
it wrong that at
They're
this
always
point in my life, when I think cleric, I immediately think something closer to like a fucking Sigmar battle priest? Because that's what I think of when I
That's
hear
fair.
cleric.
That's fair. I mean, it's
Because
just
I think the martyr here, as it's being described and written out, I see that more as a priest rather than a cleric, because of my WoW brain. You know what I mean?
oh, okay, I
Because,
see what you're saying.
you know, and then like swap out cleric for a paladin, and I
Sure.
kind of expect clerics to be more like paladins rather.
Sure. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
You know, where paladins are the healer, bruiser in heavy armor,
Sure.
and then clerics are the cloth wearing, you know, heal
Yeah,
bots.
Yeah. I get you. I understand. I will say one of those like so this is using the ideal bonds and flaws system that they introduced a while back in 2014, and I assume 2024 has the same thing because this is what he's talking about. And it yeah, I mean I've always been like slightly about that system. It's good for very new people, for sure.
Yes.
Right? Like that's how they can figure this stuff out and learn how to roleplay better.
Yeah, because I think the main issue that I have with the ideals, bonds, flaws thing
Yeah.
is really just the fact that there's not, as far as I can remember anyway,
Right.
I don't think there's any mechanical benefit to using them.
No, it's literally just this is a reminder of how you've made your character, really.
Yeah.
And like
Um.
I
There's a system very similar to this in Call of Cthulhu and hell, also in Delta Green.
Yep.
And the difference here is that in those games, those systems actually have legitimate rules, and they are a part of the game.
Yep.
When you go insane, those are affected.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's why I don't really give much of a shit about these.
It's like a thing to take notes on. Basically, it's just another note box, which I'm fine with. Don't get me wrong. If it is helpful to keeping track of how your character is, maybe even putting like things in it after the fact of like things that you develop over the campaign, sure, like that's useful for you remembering how your character is. That's why I have a notebook.
Yeah,
or
like, a notepad program.
just anything to keep notes on, and like, and again, it's not a bad thing to have. Don't get me wrong; it is useful. I just think that we can absolutely use a notebook, and it's the same kind of thing.
By the way, before we continue, Aiden, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just playing Balatro.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you were
Fair.
completely silent for a while, and I didn't know if you had muted yourself. No worries.
Okay.
Smiling even when they're hurting because they believe pain is their duty. And maybe, just maybe, they even feel superior because of that willingness to sacrifice. You can play them as humble or quietly prideful, but either way, they burn themselves out to keep others standing. Then we have the mother hen. This is the bossy caretaker, the one who treats the party like unruly children who can't be trusted to eat their vegetables or get enough sleep. They will scold the barbarian for taking unnecessary risks, force feed the rogue healing potions, and make sure that everyone's boots are dry before a long march. It comes from
well, at least
love,
it's not the,
of course.
It's
but
not the snide kind. It's the hey,
No,
you guys are
exactly.
hurting yourselves.
Yeah,
At least it's that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
also be controlling, manipulative, even a little smothering. And lastly, we have the gentle optimist. This one is always going to be kind. They see the best in everyone, even enemies. They believe there's always a chance to heal not just the body, but the soul. Everyone can be redeemed. And that optimism is inspiring, but it also makes them fragile. A harsh word or a cruel betrayal cuts them deeply. They're the cleric who cries over the enemy they had to kill, and who apologizes when they can't save someone. Maybe they're too sensitive. Maybe. But in the world of blood and shadows and Dungeons and Dragons, that sensitivity can be powerful roleplay fuel. Sure. Let's talk about the light domain.
With that, the crying over your enemies bit, I just got a flash of the rage crying Soy Jack inside Doom Guy's helmet. Like, God, I don't want to kill you. I'm sorry. Super shotgun.
Yeah, for sure.
Mechanically, light clerics are radiant blasters. You hurl fire, reveal illusions, blind enemies. You're as close to a holy wizard as clerics get. Roleplay-wise, light clerics are about revelation. They're lanterns in the dark. But remember, light also creates shadows. Shine too brightly and you expose things people don't want exposed. Sometimes truth destroys just as much as it saves.
True.
In the party, you're the truth teller. You challenge lies, you call out hypocrisy. In downtime, you guide, you counsel, sometimes interrogate. And in combat, your fire isn't just damage, it's judgment, purging corruption. For light clerics, the gods you serve completely change how you're...
This is Sigmar.
Yes.
Cleanse this broken body.
No. How dare. It's bless this broken body.
Well, yeah, but you can substitute whatever word you want in that moment.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you were
come
just
on, come on.
quoting Saltspire. My bad.
Radiance feels at the table. Koseth, the god of elemental fire, is a perfect fit for a light cleric who sees purification through flame. When you cast Scorching Ray or Fireball, it isn't just fire damage, it's a holy inferno that burns corruption, even if it scorches everything else in the process. Suni, the goddess of beauty, love, and passion, gives you a very different light cleric. Not a punishing torch, but a radiant flame of affection and inspiration.
Sure.
A cleric of Suni would relish casting casting enhanced ability, choosing charisma, of course, or calm emotions. And they would see it as divine beauty shining so brightly that anger fades.
Okay, so I'm just looking ahead a little bit, like
Mhm.
in the thing, and I'm just seeing
Yeah.
these are the domains, and these are the gods,
Mhm.
and these are the domains, and these are the gods. And like,
Mhm.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, the overall vibe I've been getting this video is like, hello, newcomer to TTRPGs. Here is a cleric, which
Mhm.
is absolutely a fair enough video, but I don't know if it's necessarily up our alley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was hoping for more like actual, I don't know, anything argumentative, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, most people play clerics wrong. Here's how to fix it. I'm just gonna tell
Yeah,
you
no,
how
it's
Faerunian clerics are,
yeah.
and I'm
And
like,
not really go any further than that.
okay, yeah, sure. This is a thing, absolutely, definitely a thing.
Yeah.
I'll at least, I mean, I would
This
like
certainly
to.
was a video of all time.
Exactly. I'll at least we can see the conclusion a little bit here, I guess, but
So, here's the bottom line. Your cleric is never just a heal bot. They're not an armored wizard. They are
but what if I want them to be?
Yeah, what if I want to just be a Band-Aid dispenser?
Yeah. What if I'm like, what if my cleric is just is, you know?
faith wrapped in
I'm not that kind of cleric.
Thank you.
Mm.
I've been thinking about him the whole time, honestly.
Mhm.
flaws. Their light wrapped in shadows. Their compassion with a cost, or war with scars. Play them like that, and you'll never fade into the background again. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you want more videos like this, breaking down how to roleplay specific classes?
But you I guess you
You kind of
did.
didn't really.
So like you roleplayed how to roleplay specific personalities.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, sure, they can be tied to the classes, but they don't have to be, you know?
Yeah.
And regardless, you are doing what you're saying on the well, you're doing that of like telling people how they can play clerics for sure. But like, are most people playing them wrong? Is
Yeah, right.
that a thing that is happening? Because I'm not sure about that.
I guess if he did
I've
say
not-
he was a DM for 10 years,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he has run into that.
For sure. What were you gonna say?
I've not seen anyone complaining on r/D&D. So I think clerics are healthy enough and just kind of fine.
Yeah, I've never really thought about a cleric as being somebody that is in the background ever. You know?
Yeah, no, that doesn't really happen. They're
I
kind of the linchpin of the party. They keep everybody alive.
a lot of the time, yes. And it the conflicts and such, or the character decisions that you make as a cleric, that's kind of the interesting part, right? Because that is where everything kind of comes from. It's the character. It's more that character rather than necessarily the domain, right?
Mhm.
I feel like the domain is an aspect that you can pull from,
Yes.
but it shouldn't be your definition necessarily for that character, you know?
Hmm.
It can be, don't get me wrong, it can be, and if you can make it work, absolutely go for it. But yeah, I don't know, and I don't think anybody playing a cleric that is heal botting or a healing wizard is doing it wrong, because literally you could just play the cleric of the Arcana domain, and that's
Yeah.
a wizard cleric. Like, that's just
Then
what
you are
it is.
literally an armored wizard.
Yes, exactly. And I know that's not in 2024. It was in 2014 though, so you can play it in 2024. So, but like at the same time, it's just like, what about if I'm a forge cleric? It's like, well, then you're the cleric who can also make stuff, right? Like,
Mhm.
we can be really like, we can boil things down a lot if we want to, and reduce them to those base kind of things, but it really just matters on how you play the character rather than the domain that you take. because the domain, like I said, will be a contributing factor rather than your main definition necessarily.
I mean, hell, it's the domain matters less than the god you're worshiping in that domain.
Yeah.
Or that at least applies to that domain.
Exactly. So,
yeah. But
anyway.
not objectively bad.
No.
It's just, kind of bare bones, effectively.
Yeah, this is very much a okay video.
Yeah.
Definitely for newer people who want to play archetypes, I guess. But anyway, unfortunately, let's move on to the other video that I have here. I can get a third one for sure after this. So, this one... Give it a second. Okay, why didn't it? Okay.
I already know 2 of them.
Yeah, so this is, do not give players these items D&D 5e. From Puck in D&D. I've had this in the queue for a bit. What are 2?
The Deck of Many Things and the Immovable Rod.
Deck of Many Things, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we will see. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell me bad things, please.
All right.
I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons for many years. Dear viewers, I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons for many years now. Now, most of that time has been spent as Dungeon Master, and in that time I've learned something about myself. I tend to be a bit liberal when it comes to giving magical items to my players.
Sure.
I'm so excited to give them
Those are all
their little
ones, you
treats
bitch.
when they don't die in my dungeons. And I've acquired some special knowledge because of that over the years, and I decided that I'm going to share that with you today in a video format. This is a list of items that you absolutely should not, under any circumstances, give to your players.
Under any circumstances? Well, excuse me. That's a claim.
On
Never.
my list of
Fucking
offenders
ever.
is the Wand of Viscid Globs. This particular weapon comes to us from the Forgotten Realms books. It is a favored weapon and magical item of Jarlaxle Baenri, a character I talked about in a video not enough of you watched. Now, this particular magical item used to be fairly harmless unless a player tracked it down in lore and specifically asked for it. However, it was published in 5th edition in the Out of the Abyss dungeon module, and now it seems we all have to live with it, and it seems they know exactly how broken this particular wand is, because it's damn near impossible to find on D&D Beyond to give to your players.
Well, now that's a claim. Hold on.
Yeah.
D&D.
Bar anymore?
D&D Beyond. Oh, God. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna fucking fact check him on this. I don't want to search through D&D Beyond. The first page made me go, Anyway.
Allow me to explain what makes this so terrible. Now, this particular wand doesn't contain any special spells. It does, however, launch Viscid Globs.
Okay.
Now, these Viscid Globs will restrain you for 1 hour, can be launched up to 60 feet, and can be launched 7 times from the wand before it needs to recharge.
Sure.
Now, the 2 things that make this wand particularly insidious are, number 1, it is a straight-up ranged spell attack roll. You need only break your opponent's AC to restrain them for 1 hour.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
The second most insidious piece is that the restraint that is bestowed on someone from the Wand of Viscous Globs is nearly unbreakable for that hour. There's no save, there's no escape DC, there is nothing that allows you to remove yourself from the hardened glob once you are hit with it.
So it's the
That
glue
seems
gun
real
from...
Yep.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
the
the
glue
glue gun from fucking Prey, except the glue gun was weaker.
Yep. Viscid Globs. Wand of Viscid Globs. D&D Wikidot. You have my back. Here we go. Alright, let's find out about this a little bit more. Crafted by the Drow. Oh.
Of course.
The slim black wand has 7 charges. You can use an action to expend 1 of its charges to a creature within 60 feet. ranged attack roll against the target with a bonus equal to your spellcasting modifier or your intelligence modifier if you don't have a spellcasting ability. Plus your proficiency bonus. Plus your proficiency bonus already. So you're already just proficient with this wand. Very cool.
How fucking weird.
On a hit, it expands and dries on the target, which is restrained for 1 hour. Okay. After applying
That's ridiculous.
a pint or more of alcohol to the restrained creature, dissolves the glob instantly. Applying, excuse me, a pint or more. Okay. As does the application of oil of etherealness or universal solvent. Fair enough. The glob also dissolves instantly if exposed to sunlight. No other non-magical process can remove the viscous material until it deteriorates on its own. Oh. So, and the wand itself is destroyed if exposed to sunlight for an hour without interruption. Okay, so this is specifically made for Underdark stuff.
Yes, it's a drow thing, and then
all that kind of
deteriorates under sunlight.
Yeah, exactly. So the only time where this is going to be that big of a deal would be if you are in the Underdark or in a cavern or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's nowhere near so bad.
No, exactly. I will say it's still busted, in the sense of restraining for an hour after just getting hit. Very crazy. Very crazy.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's web shooters for sure. There you go. But I don't know. Okay.
Except those can be removed with just fucking water.
That's right. So
at least if I have my Marvel lore right.
I think so. I think you're right.
Except for two things: oil of etherealness and alcohol.
Tell me about
also, I guess, universal solvent if you happen to be carrying that around. This has the potential to fully neutralize any big bad that gets within 60 feet of this wand. Fully restrain them for 1 whole hour, which may as well be an eternity in D&D combat.
True.
And you can say, yes, they have oil of etherealness on them, or they have a pint of alcohol on their person, or even the universal solvent, but your players' eyes will roll so hard they'll jump out of their heads and bounce around the dice trays. So yeah, wand of viscid globs, not even once.
Interesting that you didn't talk about the sunlight aspect and say exactly where it would be a problem, but sure.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Seems strange, but let's go on.
Learn the lesson very quickly. Now, on the flip side of restraining your enemies permanently, we have an object that gives the party a long-term safety box. I am talking, of course, about the Cube of Force. This is another thing that should not be given to your players under any circumstances. Unless you are, of course, giving them the 2024 version, which has been fixed. So keep a lookout for players that are going to be like, well, can I use the 2014 version of the Cube of Force? It's innocent, no reason. There is a reason. The reason is the old Cube of Force allowed you to create an impenetrable barrier that would wrap around you and a bunch of party members and last for 1 minute, then it moved with you. It was kind of a perfect escape box from any really difficult scenario, and players can get pretty far in 1 minute of combat. Now, of course, the drawback on this is supposed to be that the cube loses charges when it's targeted with a list of very specific spells. However, again, very specific spells, and the Horn of Blasting for some reason. As with most of the drawbacks on these powerful magical items, it's just very unlikely that the Dungeon Master is going to have access to any of these 5 solutions to the cube in a specific moment.
So let's just, actually, now that I've looked into one and you've kind of not gone into it too much, let's just look into this one a little bit further.
What do you mean? You don't trust him?
No. I don't trust anybody, ever. Okay. So, Cube of Force. So this is from D&D 5th edition Wikidot. And so it's the specific 2014 version that he's talking about. This cube is about an inch across. Each face has a distinct marking on it that can be pressed. The cube starts with 36 charges and regains 1d20 daily at dawn. You can use the action to press one of the cubes, expending a number of charges based on the chosen face, as shown in the Cube of Force Faces table. Each face has a different effect. If the cube has insufficient charges remaining, nothing happens. Otherwise, a barrier of invisible force springs into existence, forming a cube 15 feet on a side. The barrier is centered...
How do you know that it happens? It's invisible.
Right. The barrier is centered on you, moves with you, and lasts for 1 minute. So 15 feet on every side, moves with you. Okay. lasts for 1 minute until you use an action to press the cube 6 faiths, or the cube runs out of charges. You can charge the barrier's effect by pressing a different face of the cube and expending the requisite number of charges, resetting the duration. Okay, fair enough. So you can just use it until it's out of charges. Very cool. If your movement causes the barrier to come in contact with a solid object that can't pass through the cube, you can't move any closer to that object as long as the barrier remains. Okay. So the first phase makes it so gases, wind, and fog can't pass through the barrier. The second makes it so non-living matter can't pass through the barrier. Walls, floors, and ceilings can pass through at your discretion. 3, living matter can't pass through the barrier. 4 is spell effects can't pass through the barrier. And 5, nothing can pass through the barrier. Walls, floors, and ceilings can pass through at your discretion, and then you can deactivate it with 6. So 5 is your ultimate one, but it uses 5 charges per minute, basically. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it starts with 36 charges, you could run through those quick. Loses charges when it's targeted by certain spells, or comes into contact with certain spell or magic item effects, as shown in the table below, and it's those same spells that he was showing me. Okay. So,
Showing you, he was showing me.
oh my god, true. Yeah, I mean, so I will say, nothing can pass through the barrier unless you want it to, is a lot. The only thing is that, one, you have to make sure everybody's within 15 feet of you. So you have to group up before you can do this. So yeah, you better hope that everybody's right there. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. 2, so it moves with you and lasts for a minute. So if you're running away with it, something could chase you for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, like things are still capable of moving, so
I don't know about that, but
I mean, hell, in the last one, it says that nothing can pass through the barrier
except for
does it
walls,
say
floors,
anything?
and ceilings. Yeah.
Okay, so you're suffocating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you have enough. I would be fine with them having enough air to like be okay for a couple of minutes. You know, like
Sure.
that's fine. But
that is at least something.
Yeah, sure.
That is something that you can impose. Like, I don't know, maybe if you go in there, you use it for the full minute, and you're running away,
sure,
you know, in full plate armor or whatever, you might give them a level of exhaustion because that's kind of fucking exhausting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even damage them.
Yeah, like it's well, so remember that also that holding your breath is equal to your constitution plus something in like minutes. So like they'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But with that nothing can pass through it. It's like, okay, so if you lock your friends out, they're fucking out.
Yeah, they're done.
You can't get them in. Unless you turn it off.
Hope that they are all fully within the barrier. Otherwise, someone's losing a digit or a limb.
Sure, exactly. So yeah, it is something that you can put some restrictions to, but also, like I don't know, like if nothing can pass through it, that means they can't do anything either.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's basically just fucking what is it, Zonias in League?
Yes.
Yes, it's that. Except that you can move.
A little bit, yeah. I would say that it's useful. It could be really useful if it has that spell effects can't pass through the barrier is a thing. So you could use it and then just fight a wizard and be okay, you know?
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
There is something like that, and it's like, but it's like one of those things of like, if you do give this to your party, you have to remember that you did that, because if you're just throwing a wizard or, you know, anything like that without any other sort of anything, it's like, well, yeah, you just kind of threw everybody at the one guy.
Yeah.
How do you expect this to go? It's the one guy.
No. Yeah, not well.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
It is just one of those things where, yeah, it could be an annoyance, but I don't think it's as bad as he's making it out, you know?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, hell, you can do some creative stuff with it as
Yeah.
well. Because, like, let's say you do have that nightmare scenario where it's like a wizard versus the party in a cube,
Yeah.
and magic effects can't pass through it. What happens if he does, like, I don't know, stone to mud or something like that, or he does something that like slows their movement?
Yeah, no, that
Because
stuff.
then he could totally run away and then fuck them up.
Exactly. It's you just gotta kind of work around it, right? Like
Yeah.
that's you have made the thing for yourself to deal with, right?
Exactly.
When you give people things, you did that
Mhm.
as a DM.
No one to blame. I have no one to blame but myself.
What the consequences of my own actions? What are those?
Damn it, I hate those.
Hate those. But yeah, for this one
Who could have
specifically,
seen this coming?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, me. Fuck.
so like, and like, you could even use the cube, like, and I'm just thinking of different things now, not even thinking about combat, but the cube could be useful for like, hey, we're out of water here. Could you go to the river? It's only like a few minutes away. Go and get a bunch of water in the cube, put it in our well, you know? Like,
I don't know how well that would work because you're now in the force field with like 2 feet of water in there
Yeah.
with you. You're trying to walk in 2 feet of water.
yeah,
That's fucking hard.
man. Yeah. I don't
That
know.
would be
Just do something with
hilarious.
it. It'd be kind of interesting, right? See what you can
would.
do with it to like help people, you know?
Yeah.
Be very interesting. I'm just thinking of more than just combat because I don't know if you know this, but D&D is more than just combat. It's
Okay, I got it. All
Yeah.
right, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you do.
Okay.
What is that spell where it creates like a floating disc that follows you?
Tensor's floating disc.
That's it. Okay.
There you go.
So you have the person with the cube, and then they have like taken off all their heaviest shit. They don't have like their heavy shit on them anymore.
Sure.
You have a companion cast a Tensor's floating disc, and the guy with the shield or the cube goes into the river,
Yeah.
does the barrier that doesn't let anything out, and then that mage fucking books it back to the thing while the cube caster is sitting on the disc.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the disc follows the mage at the same rate.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
the
how you
cube
do it.
follows the person, yeah, as they're moving. So
Yes.
you could move things like that.
It's fucking stupid.
I mean,
man.
it's just you can do interesting stuff with it, right?
No, I know.
It's interesting. I like it.
It's great.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
The new Cube of Force is a lot more balanced, if a little boring. It gives you access to 6 different kind of protection spells to create barriers between the player and the attacking NPCs.
Sure.
Overall, I consider it a very good change. Use the new Cube of Force as much as you like, but don't use the old one. Next up,
Okay.
the Bag of Beans. Do not, under any circumstances, give your players the Bag of Beans. The Bag of Beans seems pretty innocuous to begin with. It's a bag of magic beans. If you plant a magic bean, one of a bunch of different effects happen. There's a fun little table. It's like in the fairy tale, you can grow a beanstalk. The catch is, a lot of players aren't even going to use it for that, because this bag of magic beans, under the right circumstances, is also a bag of grenades. You see, the beans only work if you carefully plant them into the ground. If you dump them out on the ground, one or more of the beans, they explode in a 10-foot radius, dealing 5d4 force damage to anybody who can't make a DC 15 dexterity save. So all players are asked the question, which would you rather have? A random quirky event after taking the time to quite carefully plant a bean, or a bag of 3d4 improvised explosive?
So
The
you're
event.
So you're saying force damage, but I'm seeing fire damage. Unless it was
I thought it was
changed.
Force 2.
Huh?
I thought it was Force 2 because I remember Alejo, our first DM, talking about bag of beans.
Maybe.
And I thought it was like, oh, you can like crush them up against the ceiling of the dungeon.
Maybe. Hold on. I need to find this now because on Wikidot it's saying fire damage. On D&D
Oh.
Beyond, it's saying fire damage.
And this is saying force damage.
And this is saying forced bag of beans force damage. D&D Next. It's part of new D&D.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Okay. Wait, no. This one also says fire damage on it. What? Hold on. Yeah. No, that also says fire damage. Why does this one say force, but it's... And that one says force damage, but that's 10d6 of force damage from one of the spells. Or one of the results. Excuse me. Force. Yeah, I see 10d6 from 81 to 90, where a nest of 1d4 plus 3 eggs springs up. Any creature that eats the egg must make a 20 Constitution saving throw. On a successful save, the creature permanently increases its lowest ability score by 1, randomly choosing among equal low scores. On a failed save, they take 10d6 force damage from an internal magical explosion.
Jesus.
So, you know, don't do that.
Imagining, like, the barbarian eating one of them and just burping out smoke. Like
Exactly.
a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, for sure. Upgrade to the companion cube of force. Hell yeah, companion cube. We're only given the options of dump or plant. What if we roll the beans? Yeah, exactly.
Then
what if
it
we
blows
mash
up where
them?
it stops.
What if we mash them into a fine paste? Yes, exactly. Yes.
Then you have nitroglycerin, you absolute madman.
But yeah, this literally says if you dump the bag's contents out on the ground, they explode in a 10-foot radius extending from the beans. Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 5d4 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. The fire
Yeah, who
ignites
knows
flammable
where he got
objects.
this one that says fucking force damage. That's weird.
Yeah, so, like, and when you look it up as force damage, I see something that says force damage, but when I look into the actual link, it says fire damage.
Yeah, I mean, it is an incorrect thing, and we don't really know why.
But what I'm saying is, I think he looked it up, and it just said force damage on something, because I don't know where he got this screenshot. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's weird.
That this screenshot is very much self-contained without any identifying features whatsoever.
That is true.
I don't know where...
Actually, wait a minute. Let's back it up ever so slightly.
Yeah.
See if it zooms in from anything.
I don't think so.
Fully plant them into the ground. If you dump them out on the ground, one or more of the beans, they explode in a 10-foot radius, dealing 5d4 force damage to anybody who can't make a DC 15 dexterity save. So all players are asked the question, which would you rather have? A random quirky event after taking the time to quite carefully plant a bean, or a bag
I don't know if I'm the
3d4?
weird one, but I would definitely rather have the event. That's so much more interesting
No,
than
absolutely,
just doing a little bit of damage.
5d4 of fire damage is like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I would much rather have an event. That's so much more interesting.
There's a shit ton
I can do
of them.
5d4 damage in, like, in a turn.
Exactly. Like, you could sprout a mummy lord.
Yeah.
Like, 91 to 99 is a pyramid with 60-foot square base bursts upward. Inside is a sarcophagus containing a mummy lord. The pyramid is treated as the mummy lord's lair, and its sarcophagus contains treasure of the GM's choice.
That's fucking awesome.
Right?
You could get the literal giant beanstalk on a 100.
Yes, exactly. Like, the Cloud Giant's castle to a different plane of existence. Like, there's so many things that could happen.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
You get the fucking giant beanstalk and it's growing up into the sky, and all of a sudden a portal, the elemental plane of air, opens up.
Yeah.
And it grows through that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, dude. You could do so much with this, for sure.
But no, I'd rather do potentially 20 damage.
Right. And
Jesus Christ.
like the force damage part of it would make it so that not many things resist it. Making it which whatever. Fire damage as well, whatever. Why does this say excuse me. No. It doesn't say anything about that. It's weird. I just don't know where he got this.
Yeah, but
It's
I
very
think let's just move
strange.
on.
Or improvised explosives. I think we know the choice so many people will go with. Next up,
Why?
a surprising entry. One that seems perhaps a little innocuous at first look until you start to unpack it. The Bloodshed Blade. Coming to us
Chili
from the
beans do fire damage. That is true.
Mm.
But in the fairy tale, Jack's mom threw the beans out the window because she was angry. Why didn't she blow her house up? True. True. Selling them is better than throwing them. That's also true.
Yeah.
Glory of Giants books, this bloody blade has a special rune on it that when activated, even after you've made your attack...
I'm sorry. I know where he got it. Because that... Wait, no, I don't know where he got it.
This looks official.
Yes, but I think he got the other one from something like that. But I don't know what this one is.
Yeah. Does this not like D&D Beyond style?
I think it is? I don't know.
roll
'Cause I
allows
I
you to
remember the,
add
like,
a
long
hit
blue
dice to
lines.
your
Yeah.
attack roll to make it more precise. But that's only half of it. This one little bar of text at the bottom makes this blade just blow any smite you have completely out of the water. The attack, if it hits
You have
and
my
you've
attention
invoked
again.
the rune, you can spend any number of hit dice and add that to the weapon's total damage. This was given to a rogue in one of my games. They got a critical hit on a sneak attack and did 200 damage by spending all of their hit dice. And
Okay.
And
Sounds
roll.
like a good use of resources.
You then spend
Yeah.
and roll one of your unspent hit dice.
Really?
Is what I am reading. Yeah, then that says, and then you spend and roll one of your unspent hit dice and add the number rolled to the attack roll.
And this one that he's got says any number. What the fuck?
Wait, what? Where does it say any?
Yeah.
number?
In the...
Oh, never mind.
second-
Okay, I see that part. I see that part now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, hey, guess what? Now they don't have their hit dice.
Yeah, now they have no hit dice, and they have, since... How many hit dice do you recover each day?
Technically all of it, I think. Hold on.
Yeah.
1.
Oh, is it one?
It's 1.
Oh, well then
Oh.
there you go.
Yeah, so like, oh my god, he
Oh,
did a ton of damage to
this-
one enemy.
This says you regain half rounded down.
Ah.
Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, that's what it says. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
But I mean,
but
he
even
does,
so,
does a shit ton. Yeah, it does a shit ton of damage to one enemy.
yeah.
Have more than one enemy.
Yeah.
I get
Like-
you don't want it to get used against your big bad, but I mean, if your big bad is already in a position to get sneak attacked by your rogue,
Yeah, so like, yeah, the rogue did like 200 points of damage to a single target, but like the target would have probably died after like 70.
Yeah.
And something tells me that 200 was just for the lulls.
Yeah.
And that sounds like the players are then baited into using expendable resources that come back
Exactly.
relatively slowly because lulls.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like
And I mean,
I don't see it as a problem.
the other thing is that it's add the total roll to the weapon's damage. He only did 200 damage because of that crit.
Yes.
If you're a rogue and you have a whole ton of hit dice, guess what? Your hit dice are still fairly small as a rogue,
Yes.
if I remember right.
It's a
and-
D6, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, so he got ridiculously lucky. What did he roll, like nothing but 6s and 5s?
Yeah, exactly. So
Jeez.
you know? Like
Yeah,
great. Amazing.
yeah.
I don't know. It especially with like if you aren't using the way that the game wants you to use hit dice, the way that they want you to,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of making it so that they need to take short rests during their adventure, because
Yeah.
taking long rests requires them to be somewhere that is safe. Yeah, they're just not going to get that back and not be able to heal between things, and you're going to go through a bunch of spells or healing potions or whatever resources you got to get them to be okay, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess hit your rogue more and make them need to use other resources more because they've used up a shit ton of theirs.
And I mean, hell, a bloodshed blade is an artifact, and if I'm correct in my assumption, artifacts are kind of relatively famous magic weapons even in the world, yeah?
I think so.
So, like, and that's a very distinctive looking sword. It's got, like, the red blade, the black blade, and it's, like, split down the middle.
Yeah.
I think an enemy would be like, holy shit, he's got the fucking bloodshed blade. I've heard stories about what that shit does. It fucking takes your life force and it makes you kill shit real good. So if you see him explode a guy like fucking the Doom Crucible, gang up on him.
Right, exactly. Shoot him down before he can get close to you, you know?
Yeah, and it's not like you can't say, well, you know, you go into a dungeon, you kill all the guys coming through, and you get to the big bad, you do your bloodshed blade, and you fucking kill the big bad. You can't tell me that there aren't other servants of the big bad in the nearby area that maybe got called, like, back to the base to try to defend it. So maybe they go through, kill everybody in the fortress, but some people from, like, the outskirts areas came in and are coming in, like, converging on their position as they're leaving, and now you have a weakened rogue who can't fucking defend themselves very well, or at the very least can't heal.
Yeah,
because don't forget, hit dice are part of healing spells now.
Oh, yes, that is true. In new 2024, it takes away their ability to heal as easily. Yes.
Yes, they can't heal at all, because potions do your hit dice, I think. And healing's... Or maybe it's not.
I know it's
the spells.
Yeah, the healing spells, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, unless they dump all their healing potions in them, and then that's a whole other problem.
Exactly. So, like...
So, this is very surmountable.
I feel like it's a good thing to... especially if you're giving them an artifact of some sort, at some point.
Some
sort. That it's gonna be something that you then have to understand that you've got to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You
sure he's not getting it off the homebrew section of D&D Beyond? Yes, I am. These are literally specific things. Absolutely. Yeah. Hello, August.
And I mean, hell, you know, this never really wound up happening, but it's a story that I really wanted to have happen. Remember when we were going to prep to do, like, an Underdark campaign, and we were playing all kinds of weird shit?
Yep.
Or we wanted to, and we never really got to start. I wanted to play this weird kind of, like, half-fae, halfling fairy guy person. I forget what the fuck they're called. It's from a 3.5 book called Underdark. It's one of the races. Basically, they're kind of, like, slightly smaller halflings, but they have, like, furry wings, and they live in the Underdark.
Yes.
And their whole deal is that they live in an oligarchical society, and they ascend to seats of government by going on adventures and bringing back cool shit. Literally.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so, like, there's, like, an election, and your election is you win an election based on how cool the shit you brought back is.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
It's really funny. And I was like, okay, that's really neat. I like it. It gives me a perfect reason to go out and adventure, and I'm looking for some cool item. What do I want to find? I'm flipping through artifacts in the book, and I'm like, I fucking slap my fucking hand on the book. That's it. I'm going to go find the Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, that's right.
And then I told Brogan, because he was going to be running it, it's like, hey, I want to go look for the Philosopher's Stone if I can. That'd be fucking sweet. And then I feel like if you're going to have a player be like, hey, I want to try to find this thing because it's really fucking cool, you'd be like, okay. And then you look into it and you kind of see how the fuck it's going to work and how the fuck it might fuck up your game if you decide to give it to them at any point.
Yes, exactly.
I would hope that you're not just flipping through the book. It's like, oh, you found treasure? Oh, here, have this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Because this comes specifically from a certain book, even. The, Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. So it's a Giants thing. So, like, I assume the campaign had some sort of Giants plot of some sort. And this might be something that, since it's using runes, man, you know? Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's a whole thing.
Is it a giant sword?
It says it can be any sword, and it's just very rare. That's all. So like
I
you
see.
can make it whatever you want it to look like, I guess.
Mhm.
Technically. But
Fuck your sword. I'm making it a bardiche because bardishes are cool.
yeah, you could.
Bardiches are cool.
They
Yeah.
are.
Beheading bardiche. There.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't know. This specifically feels like it should require some sort of gravitas, some sort of big quest, some sort of it is there for a reason, you know? And yeah, you
Yeah.
give it to whoever you want to, and when they use it, it's because you gave it to them for the whole fucking thing. I don't know. Like, yeah, they could just use their shit all the time. Whatever.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. This to me does not come across as a weapon or an artifact or an item that you should never give your players.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So far, none of them are.
Right.
Here's the thing, there's a lot of opportunities where there's no downside to spending your hit dice, and you accumulate a lot of them throughout your adventure. Many of you probably never even used your hit dice before unless you do a lot of short rests, or perhaps you play a paladin. To give you an example, say you used this attack with a level 5 fighter, and you strike home with it, you invoke the rune, you can spend up to 6 d10 for damage. 6 additional d10 to your damage. And if you crit, it goes to 12. Depending on your crit rules on your individual game, of course. I'm just saying the damage potential is substantial here, and it goes up with each level that your player has the blade. It has the potential to take your big bad and put him in the ground in one hit. Be careful out there. Next up, we have Durn's Instant Fortress, aka...
Why this? Okay, never mind.
The Instant Fortress. Shut up. You know what this does. You know what you're gonna use it for. Everybody's seen a YouTube video or a TikTok or YouTube short where somebody shoves this thing in somebody's mouth, says the command word, and it's bye-bye bad guy. Sure. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knows about it, and there's a player at your table that's just itching for the opportunity to slip somebody an Instant Fortress and have it explode out of them. No, you've had it. You've abused the privileges. Do not give any player the Instant Fortress.
Okay, so just because it's a meme, don't give it to them?
Yeah, and also you sound like you've been hurt.
Yeah, really. What if look
Jesus. I could feel the anger in that one.
Like, dude, it's just it's fine. Like, you know? It's fine. Yeah. We don't like if they,
by the way, if it's an instant fortress, then that means that the person who just shoved it in their mouth is also going to die.
Yes. Because it's 20 feet on a side and 30 feet high.
How wide is it?
It's
20 by 20 by 20?
Yes.
Yeah, then they're dead. Unless they run away 20 feet, in which case the person who had it and shoved in their mouth can easily take it and throw it over to them.
Oh, here we go. Each creature in the area where the fortress appears must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 10 d10 bludgeoning damage on a failed save. Or half as much on a successful one. In either case, the creature is pushed to an unoccupied space outside, but next to the fortress.
Okay, so it's not even potentially an instant kill. Imagine you shove this thing in someone's mouth, they take 10 damage, and they're like, "Ugh, that was fucking weird. Oh, my jaw is fucking loose, though.
Yeah.
My jaw feels so limber.
Yeah.
I suddenly grew a Chad chin.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, it... First off, if they can throw it in somebody's mouth, good for them. They did it, you know? Because that's, one, I would make that hard to do. Like,
yeah.
Two, if they're sneaking up on somebody and then gonna do it, sure, that's fine. They snuck up on the person and did it to them. Good for them. But I think it's a one-time use.
Yeah.
So, like, you've made like, can you imagine they do it inside of somewhere in a town and they just create tons of property damage? Because they could do that and get in big trouble.
The dungeon, and then the dungeon fucking collapses.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dead.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's a bunch of consequences you can do because of this. Sure, they killed the guy. Whoops. Oh, no.
Yeah.
But, guess what? Now, no one likes them in the city. Because they're known as the ones who will just destroy the city to kill one guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, man. Nice. You know?
Great. Now fucking leave.
Now get
you don't
outta
get any
here.
reward. The reward we were going to give you is going to have to be spent on rebuilding these people's homes.
Exactly. Like, it's just, yeah. Stop having fun, guys. Exactly. That's what this feels like. A stop having fun energy. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I can still have fun and create consequences for their actions, though.
So now, you know what I do want to see?
Yeah.
And this is coming straight out of 40K, and I'm sorry. What I want to see
sorry.
is somebody with this thing, and maybe they like toss it to the barbarian, and they just scream pull, and they fucking like the barbarian like hucks it way up in the air,
Sure.
and they're on like a battlefield or something. Throw it up in the air, up above the enemy army. Do the command word. The thing like expands, falls down, like crushes them, just like how the Sororitas have drop churches.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
hell yeah.
That'd be sick.
That would be fucking sweet.
That'd be super cool. This is not a problem.
It is not.
This
a
is
problem
just
at all.
I hate you.
Yeah, I hate you for hurting me.
Yes, exactly. It's like, okay.
Because I can tell.
It's just so weird, you know?
It's also weird that he's not going with any of the ones that are like actual campaign breakers.
Sure, yeah.
It's very strange.
There's no effective work around it. There's no argument you can make. If somebody has it in their mouth or in their body and you speak the command word, they're done. You have to do some catastrophic contortions to make your way out of it.
Yeah.
The rules literally describe how it doesn't do that.
First off, it's magic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, yes, I understand. Something expands and becomes a big thing inside someone's mouth. They can break their head open and they die. Sure. But I also can then say, but it's magic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The thing has literally been designed magically to not instantly kill somebody, potentially. Yeah. Right? Like, I don't know, man. If it does enough damage to instantly kill them, the corpse that comes out will have its head just kind of gone. Sure, that's fine. I don't care. If they take 10 damage from it, sure, they have a bruise on their chin. I don't know. You know, like, just, you can utilize what it says and weave it into what it looks like. I don't know. Like, I get that it's not as realistic. I understand that, but magic isn't as realistic as you think.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can absolutely kind of be a bit wishy-washy with rule of cool and following the fucking rules.
Yes, it's fine.
If rule of cool breaks game, follow the rules.
Sure.
That's it.
And if you're gonna disappoint your table by not just doing the thing, well, that's your call to make.
Yeah.
Either you
and
do it,
they're not using it the way it's intended.
Yes, and which is fine.
You know what I mean?
So, like, either go with what they want and make it a crowd pleaser, and then just don't sulk about it, or utilize it in the way that it's written and disappoint them slightly, but continue the game. Like,
but I mean, and I think if your players are mature enough, they'd be like, "Oh man, okay," and then move on.
Exactly, it's gonna be fine. And if you're playing with a group that's just gonna hound you about it, well, I don't know, dude. Then something's going on there that I think you should look into.
Yeah. If you're playing with the group that would hound you about it, don't give them items like this.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
Fellow DMs, do yourself a favor, avoid the fortress.
Hilarious.
Or you could just tell the players that as the fortress expands, it pushes everything out of the way, if you want to be boring. Alright, last one on my list. The last item you should absolutely never give your players, and it should come as no surprise, is the immovable rod. I really don't think I need to explain this. The immovable rod is a magical rod that when you push a button on it, you freeze it in place. Even if it's not attached to anything, it just stays in place, and it takes 8,000 pounds in order to move it, or a strength check of 30. Now, I don't know if they give out an award for most creative use of magical items in Dungeons & Dragons, but if such an award did exist, I believe it would go to people who use the immovable rod.
It's pretty good.
People have done some
agree.
crazy things with this item, using it to hold doors closed, using it to pin creatures down,
Yeah.
using it to climb through the sky like a magical sky ladder, all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, creative use of this rod has become so prevalent that I've seen dungeon masters react to its presence in a game as if handing someone the nuclear codes. Like, you have to be very careful which specific player you give the immovable rod to, because if you give it to the wrong one, they will straight up break your game. So yeah, that's my list of various magical items that you absolutely should not ever give to your players.
I don't even agree with the immovable rod one. Like, it's fine. I understand that it can be annoying, sure, but like, you just plan around it, like any item, right?
I think, and a thing with the immovable rod is that I feel like instead of having it be like the ridiculous strength check or whatever, if you use it to hold something like massive in place, you know, you do something really insane with it, I think it should just become damaged.
I mean, I don't even know about that. I just think that it's fine. It's one of those things where you give them one, sure, you know, and then like you plan around it. That's all you need to do. Like it. I think
the problem is that it's very, very hard to plan around someone that can move wherever they want in a 3D space, up, down, left, right. They can stop any movement from things. You know what I mean?
I guess so. With just one, it would be harder to do the movement in any direction, I would say, because that I would require checks for, because you need to have some dexterity and shit to like undo it, put it in the right spot, do it, you know, like it would be I would make it difficult because it's one of those things where it's incredibly difficult to do. You'd have to be pretty nimble and able to then, you know, move it and stuff.
Hello, rogues.
Well, so sure, yes, but like they're not gonna get it every time, you know. Like it's
sure, but if they get it,
it is absolutely
they're gonna keep
something.
trying.
Sure, and that's fine. They can keep trying as much as they want to, but they're gonna get exhausted. You know,
that's true.
Like you have so many tools in your belt, right?
Yes.
So like I don't know. It's just one of those things where the rod itself, yes. If it can like do something specifically to certain enemies, absolutely, that is something that is going to be problematic for your creature designs for sure. You just gotta kind of give them a little bit more of an out than you would think that you'd need to here and there, in the sense of additional creatures or making it so that even if it's in one place, it can still do things, you know. Once you give them an immovable rod, once you give them an immovable rod, it's like, well, now I have to make sure that the creatures they face, even if they're literally like unable to move, they can still do stuff, you know?
I mean, I did that with the, what was it called? The big ice worm thingy.
Yeah.
The famous one.
Yeah.
Remoraz, that's it.
Yes.
Where Aiden clicked it in place inside of it, and it was able to still move. It just kind of like ripped itself open.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
opened a hole in itself. So I did that, and then the big spider, the Goliath long legs, where it fell down, and then you put it on top of it. It was completely fine because you guys had already gone through the legs. You went about the process of dropping it down, and then you did that. That was completely fine. I just see how many things can kind of not really ever occur to somebody.
Sure.
I think that's more the issue.
I think that's just
you
D&D
kind of have
in
to
general.
really think about. Well, sure, but you don't always have an item that can be clicked into place and takes 8,000 pounds to move.
Sure.
You know? So, like, you got to think about, like, every door, every hallway, every little thing that could happen.
Sure.
And it seems very difficult to fully plan around.
Sure. You're never going to fully plan around anything, sure. I get that.
Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to be like, I give you an immovable rod, and now I'm going to nerf it every chance I get.
Right.
You know, that's no fun.
Yeah.
Why would I give it to you in the first place if I didn't let you use it?
You don't want to take the arrowhead approach to game development.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, apparently they're going back into doing that now.
I doubt
That's what
that.
I've heard.
So like I've been playing Helldivers the whole time.
And is it still good?
I would say it is on the road to being Engoodened.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Well, I hope that what I heard is wrong then.
Same.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems this is one where I wouldn't say don't give it to players.
Yeah.
Give them just one, and then be ready for some of your plans to get fucked up.
Yes, exactly. That's what I think you should be ready for when you give anything. Like literally any magic item whatsoever, because somebody will think about something that you never thought about, right?
Yes.
Because that's what you do. You try to get through things in creative and interesting ways, right?
We try to solve problems creatively.
Exactly.
Creatively.
Yeah, creatively. Exactly.
Yes.
You all for watching, and if you'd like to personally not receive any of these items from me in your very own Dungeons & Dragons game, you can find me on startplaying.games, where I have a couple different games open, with a few open seats, and I'd be happy to have you at my table. That's it for now, folks.
Session.
Thanks for watching. Please let me know if there's any items that you do not like to give out to players in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, puck out.
So it's these are the items that I have personally been scorned
God
with.
damn it. Dude, he completely fucked up his outro. Instead of saying puck out, he should have said puck off.
Oh,
fuck off would've
that
been
would have been
good.
way
That
better.
would've been so good.
You're so
God damn it,
right.
man.
Holy shit. All right. But yeah, that's literally just, I don't know. This is just one of those things of like, I had bad experiences with these items.
Yeah. The only one that I really think that you, at least now, because, after giving the roof, it's really the deck of many things.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that I, like, if you want your game to be fucked up, you give them the deck, right?
Yeah.
That's
because,
like, that's the thing.
that is the one that will actually fuck you up.
Yeah.
Them and you.
Exactly. It can be useful, it can be interesting, but like more often than not, it can do some bad stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking, you're gonna get void, you're gonna get death, you're gonna get fucking dungeon.
Yep. Okay, so I have a third here that's in the same spirit of magic items.
Okay.
So,
allow me to interrupt first. I do have to bounce at this moment.
yeah, for sure, if you need to.
So I do apologize.
You're good.
But yeah. And just as a heads up, I don't know when you're off this week, but I am not going to be available until Wednesday because I'm going to be going out of town.
Fair enough. Wednesday after work is probably the first time that I will be available, so that works out.
Well, maybe we'll play some. Maybe we'll go back to the science team.
Yes, maybe we will. Sounds good.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy. Have a good rest of the podcast, and I must dip.
All right.
So,
see you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. So, as said, in the same kind of vein of magic items, because didn't realize that first video would be so nothing. But at least I have some other stuff that I can pull. So, this one is called the 5 tiers. The 5 tiers of handing out D&D items. It's from bonus action, or bonus reaction now? I thought it was just bonus action before. Maybe changed the channel name. This is the guy who was talking about quitting. If you remember, he talked about quitting because he wasn't able to make as much doing his D&D stuff, and then he just kept going. So...
Oh, I remember him. Hey, you know what? Good on him for sticking it out.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's still doing it if it's something that he wants to do and it's not just something that he has to do. You know?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But, regardless, here we go.
Is a DM. These are D&D magic items. This is the DMG with over 400 of them. And the D&D Extended Universe has, well, unlimited magic items, really. For tens of years, DMs have struggled to give out the correct amount of magic items with most of their items either going completely unused or them breaking the balance of the game
Hey, Deck of Many Things reference. There you go.
entirely. In this video, we're going to be taking a look
Deck of Many Things just feels so infamous at this point. It's like a gimme item for like, oh, what's the one item that'll
Yeah.
ruin your game?
Exactly.
What is a deck of many things?
Right. It would be a Jeopardy question at that point. Like, the mainstream would know it for no reason.
at the new Dungeon Master's Guide item tracker sheet, talk about the best items to
Magic item tracker sheet? Okay, alright, hold on.
give out and when, as well as my favourite items to give out from each rarity level. So let's start with the lower levels. Levels 1, 2, for the lower levels, the DMG suggests 6 common, 4 uncommon, and 1 rare item.
Was that... Did he mean to, like, cut off when he was listing off 1, 2, 3, and 4? Or are we just...
I don't think so. I think it was just a little oopsie.
Yeah, it seems like a oopsie.
Be handed out. And this tracker item is available for free in the D&D basic rules as well, by the way, link in the description. Now, in the DMG, items are separated into 4 different types: arcana, armaments, implements, and relics.
Okay, I didn't... to be fair, haven't looked at a DMG for 2024, so it's interesting to see this, that they have specific things for specific classes. That's, I guess it's... I am okay with it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would say I'm of the same opinion.
Yeah.
The easiest thing to do with all this is just to roll a D100 and see what items the players find. But I tried this in the past, and my players ended up with so many useless items that the game felt too unstructured. It was too random, and one player might get the exact magic item they wanted, and another player, nothing at all.
Yeah, so, like, immediately my thought is you want to tailor your magic items to your players rather than just give them random stuff. I mean, that seems like what you would do in general, just because whenever you're playing any of these games, you're kind of tailoring the experience to the characters and the players themselves, rather than, like, throwing random shit at them necessarily, right? Because random encounters and all that kind of stuff, and the random generation tables, all that kind of stuff, they're good and useful tools to have, but if you want anything to be kind of meaningful and memorable to those characters, you want to kind of go into what they are looking for, what they might need, what's something that might give them a bit more of an up when they have some sort of shortcoming, you know, like any of those kinds of things, just so that you make it so that the game is a little more enjoyable for them, right?
Yeah, I would hope one of these tiers of handing out D&D items is, and then we have the DM who talks to his players and says, hey, let's work together and design an item that will make your character feel unique.
Yes, exactly.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Or worse. The other side of this coin is going through and painstakingly selecting individual items that suit each player's character.
Oh, that's worse. Oh.
I've done this in the past too, and it does work. I think it's a better experience for the players, but it takes a lot of time and can make the game feel more railroady. The reality
Sure, it could, I guess.
Sorry, I stepped away to grab a snack
I'll
and
let
came
you-
back to laughing. What's up?
I not laughing. Hold on, listen to this.
nothing at all. Nothing at all. Or worse. The other side of this coin is going through and painstakingly selecting individual items that suit each player's character. I've done this in the past too, and it does work. I think it's a better experience for the players, but it takes a lot of time and can make the game feel more railroady.
So I guess I see where he's coming from, insofar as if I were delving through a 3,000-year-old tomb
Sure.
and I found loot that was perfectly suited to our party,
Yes.
I would go, ha, wow, isn't that a coincidence, Mr. DM? Wink. But like, on the other hand,
Yep.
there does come a little thing called suspension of disbelief, where
Yes.
the players just gonna go, okay, you know what? I don't want to have to delve through 7 dungeons before I get my wand of fireball.
Right.
Thank you, uh, DM person.
Exactly. Like it's always a fine line in that kind of case, but obviously you tailor the situations to kind of match what you're trying to give. You know? Cuz like like you're saying, if they go through a 300-year-old dungeon to find something that seems a little bit whoa, it's made just for them, then it's like, yeah, probably not, right? You can give them something that's like an old piece of quote unquote tech, right? That might help them in the future and isn't necessarily tailored to them, but it's good and helpful. But like you could make things that are more of a tailored side quest or some sort of tailored dungeon that is going to give them something that is more quote unquote tailored to them. Hey, um how many more times can I say tailored? But regardless, the railroady aspect of it is like
Yeah, giving your players the powerful loot they want equals restricting their freedoms by railroading them.
right, exactly. I don't think that that's a great comparison or sorry, uh not comparison. Fuck.
I just think, yeah, it's a bad word to use.
Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't fit the situation. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, man. It's just very strange. Also, I hate that this is the worst part. The other side, the worst side, is hand picking these things and making it more fun for the players, and it works. It's just time consuming, and I'm like, all right, sure. If you don't want to spend more time on your game, that's perfectly within your right. Don't get me wrong, but as a reason for this to be worse, that's a very like not that high of a bar that you've like put in front of me that I can jump over. I'm sorry.
Reality is, for me at least, I want to do a mix of these things, giving out items randomly and cherry picking individual ones.
Sure.
But in these first few levels, you want to get your players some kind of communication device and probably some kind of bag to hold a lot of things. And then I'd say just a mix of clothing and weapons. But actually, I don't think there's much need to give out any weapons before level 5. The players have their starting equipment, so they can kind of just get used to that. And I think the extra slots are better used for clothing, armor, and accessories. Something the players can wear. And it's even better if all these wearable.
I like the inspirational quote.jpg.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's pretty good.
That's good.
All right. Good stuff. Hey, we're not gonna outright say you're the chosen ones, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're the voluntold ones, the heavily suggested ones.
Yes.
Items come from the same place, like an organization or an individual who's hired the party, just so it can feel like the party's all in uniform, they're a team together.
Oh, it's like what we did with the fucking every single Mithril chain shirt that we got in Devils and Dice. Whoa, it was pretty cool, and it had little A's on them because triple A. Hey, it was sick.
Hey.
The world may react with them differently, and there's just like a narrative thread linked to the items you're giving out.
Yeah.
So let's say I have a group of 4 players. We need 6 common items, 4 uncommon, and 1 rare. Obviously, the 1 rare item should not be specific for any one player character. That would be unfair. So let's make this item useful to the whole group, probably the bag of some kind.
So, like, I have this habit of when players are in my campaign, I wait for them to get to level 6, and then I say, hey, Or actually, I don't even wait for them to get to level 6. I tell them, be thinking about an item that will set you apart.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do? What playstyle do you as a player want?
Right.
What will set you apart from another, like, level 6 fighter with, like, the same subclass? And I'm also typically pretty open about telling these players, hey, this item is meant for you. Like, you all have an item.
Mhm.
You guys won't all get your items at the same time.
Exactly.
That would be ridiculous.
That would be kind of crazy.
Hey, so over the next few weeks, everyone chill out and let other people have the spotlight if they get their item before you, hey? And you know, that's never not worked out swimmingly.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that being great. Like, this magic item tracker seems interesting and okay in theory.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Don't get me wrong. It seems like in theory it could be useful for somebody who has never run anything ever. In theory. I'm looking at this though and seeing a checklist.
Yeah.
And I don't like that feel whatsoever. I don't think it's a good feel to give for new players either. The checklist is very, like, they're going to be really trying to get that checklist all set and checked off. And I don't know about that because I feel like they're going to give too many things to their party and make it so that the game is completely fucking unbalanced.
Yeah, and then like the players, you're going to run into the issue of how do I put this? You're trying to fix the issue of the players not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
Because like low level, when you're like a level 3 fighter or rogue or druid or whatever, like your options are limited.
Yeah.
So you're trying to give them options, and that's commendable. But you're giving them 11 magic items, one of which is really fucking good.
Yeah.
And if you're like repeating this ad nauseum per combat, even the important combats.
Yeah.
11 items among a party is still a lot.
It's a lot.
So like you're going to run instead into the issue where players are in combat and they are taking like 5 minutes per person per round because they're looking through like their absolute scads of magic items.
Yes.
And abilities that they have because of them.
Yes, exactly.
So like before it was an inability to be able to do things, and now it's like paralysis by analysis.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or paralysis by choice, rather.
Sure. Yeah.
Some kind. Now, weirdly, the bag of holding is an uncommon item, but other similar storage solutions like the portable hole or the handy haversack are rare. You can also make your own item for something like this. For example, I like the idea of a pop-up tent. You throw a roll of fabric on the ground and it turns into a 10-foot by 10-foot tent. Anything you store in the tent stays in the tent when you take it down, so it can be used for storage, but it can also be used to make camp. And it is...
Sure.
Actually, my last D&D session, we custom made exactly that.
There you go. Yeah. So it seems like it's just a very, very useful thing. So
yeah, it has unlimited food, water, plenty of cookware,
Sure.
so we can have comfy meals on the road.
Yeah.
No security, but like, hey, that's what keeping watch is for.
Exactly.
Just a tent though, so there's no protection there. If anything, think of it like the portable hole, but upside down. As for some kind of communication device, something like Earring of Message, which I've used before in the past, or Sending Stones are classics. But I like a twist on this. In the adventure book Waterdeep Dragon Heist, they have a paper bird that when you write a message on this paper, then turn it into a paper bird or plane, then throw it, the paper just finds its intended target and they get the message. I've also been playing with the idea of like incense sticks or a campfire, something that makes smoke, that when activated you can choose someone within range who also sees you in smoke in front of them, and you can see them in the smoke in front of you.
That's
It's
cool.
like a video call, but you see each other in the smoke, and the twist is that there's no sound. So your players kind of have to play charades with each other. I'm going to be putting these magic items in more
That's
detail in
pretty
a PDF.
Yeah, I like
like
the
that.
idea. Yeah. Can you put one of those beans on the paper bird? Yes.
Yo.
Here's your message, bitch.
Yeah, just send like 50 origami birds, each of which loaded with one of those beans. Just send them at the lich.
Yeah.
Counterspell this, bitch.
For my Patreon, by the way, for anyone interested. Communication items like these are normally uncommon, so we can put 1 tick there, leaving 6 common items and 3 uncommon items left. And honestly, I have no problem making all these a mix of random things players could wear and fun items the players could get creative with. This is where I'm going to start creating my own random magic item table with things like armor, such as the Armor of Gleaming, Cast-Off Armor, Dread Helm, clothing, such as Nature's Mantle, Cloak of Billowing, and Cloak of Many Fashions, and weird items like Lantern of Revealing, the Immovable Rod.
Remember when this task was taken up because the other approach would be too costly for time?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I remember.
I remember.
Movable Rod, or Ring of Jumping. I'm literally just going to make a list of uncommon items and then a separate list of common items, then scan through them all, remove anything I don't think will suit the game, then I'll let my players roll to see what they get at key points in the game, which will fill in all my items on the magic tracker for levels 1 to 4. So before we get back to looking at giving items out in the mid-levels of a D&D
Oh God,
campaign,
what's
I
the
also
sponsor?
want to just quickly run down the best D&D items to give out in each category. So the best common item to give out for me has to be a mystery key. You know, it's early days, you want to hand out a consumable, one-use item that has very little chance of working, but has that gambling edge that will get your players excited to try it. The mystery key is a key that can be used on any door and only has 5% chance of unlocking it. When it succeeds, the key disappears, but if it fails to unlock the door, you keep the key. It doesn't say it in the description, but I would rule that if a key fails on a door, that it can't be used on the same door again, just to stop players continually using it over and over again till it works. Still, a great uncommon item, 8 out of 10. The best uncommon item to give out has to be, for me, the Decanter of Endless Water. This is a magical item that you can give out early on. It's not game breaking by any means, but it has so much utility. I mean, you can just spew a bunch of water from it. At its weakest, it can spray out a gallon of water, and at its strongest, it can gush out, that's the DMG's words, not mine, but it gushes out 30 gallons of water, which can knock enemies prone. But it can be used to knock things over, put out fires, and quench thirst as well. Like anything your party can think of. It's an item that encourages creative thinking. 10 out of 10. The best rare item.
Yeah, it's good. It is a good one.
A lot of people ignore like how necessary food, water, and shelter is in their D&D games. So just telling them, hey, you have unlimited clean drinking water is fucking huge.
Yeah, dude. And the moment they go to any impoverished place that doesn't have that, they're getting fucking swarmed. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Unless
Of
they
course.
set up a business.
Yes! And then they set up their little lemonade stand, and they charge 5 copper per lemonade, dude. It's the only way.
The portable hole. It has a ton of uses. The main one being, of course, just a place to store stuff. There's also an hour worth of oxygen in there, so someone could breathe in there. And if you throw a bag of holding in there, it opens up like a wormhole to another plane of existence that everyone just gets sucked into. But really, at its core, it's a huge pocket that you can fold up and put in a smaller pocket. And you'll never be able to predict the kind of things your players will do with it. So once again, encourages creative thinking. The best very rare item is something like the Manual of Bodily Health or the Tome of Understanding.
Alejo.
Yeah.
Isn't the portable hole, like rules as written, like also able to be placed on a surface and just like you can now go through, say, the wall of a building?
Now that I do not know. Let's find out. Or portable hole 5e wiki. There we go. Thank you, Wikidot. Okay. The fine black cloth, soft as silk, is folded up to the dimensions of a handkerchief. It unfolds into a circular sheet 6 feet in diameter. You can use an action to unfold a portable hole and place it on or against a solid surface, whereupon the portable hole creates an interdimensional hole 10 feet deep. Cylindrical space within the hole exists on a different plane, so it can't be used to create open passages.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I know it's boring, and we can talk more about it in a bit, but fundamentally, it just boosts one of the stats of the players. But honestly, it's just useful for balancing the party if you have a player character who is not quite having the impact their player may want, compared to the other player characters.
Sure.
The best legendary item is the Sphere of Annihilation. I mean, come on, this 2-foot diameter black sphere is a hole in the multiverse, hovering in space and stabilized by a magical field surrounding it. The sphere obliterates all matter it passes through, and all matter that passes through it. And also, anyone can take control and move this sphere if they roll a high enough Arcana check on it, which is hilarious to me because imagine 2 fighting wizards each trying to control the sphere like a tug of war. Also, I imagine a Doctor Stone.
Yes, okay. My brain. So, sorry, it just unlocked a memory of the Dresden Files. There is a scene, basically, in the books of that, and it's fucking awesome. Oh my god. Okay. Dresden Files. Go read the Dresden Files. My god. I can't wait for the new one in 2 months. I'm so excited. Anyway.
Style situation where there's just a room in the player's home base that no one is allowed to go in because that's where they keep the Sphere of Annihilation. Easy, 9 out of 10. Okay, let's talk about the best items to give out in mid-levels D&D.
Thank you.
High 5. 5th to 10th level are where things start to get trickier, because the DMG recommends giving out 34 more items. That is 6.8 new items every level.
That's
I also think
ridiculous.
that these are the levels where your players are going to have a very clear idea of who their characters are and what direction they want to go in. So honestly, now more than any other levels, you should communicate with your players and figure out what they want.
There you go. Yay! Talk to your players, communicate, find out what they want. There it is. Okay. At least it was said.
Specifically, but get a vague idea. Apart from that, I think levels 5 to 10 are weapons levels. Give every one of your players a cool-ass weapon that suits their playstyle. Also, give each player an item that changes the way they move in some way. Maybe an item that lets a player move farther than normal, or fly, or teleport.
Sure.
This is also a time to take a look at your players' character sheets and figure out if any players need a buff. They will. You will have players who do all the damage, never get hit, and breeze through the game. Then you'll have players who are the opposite of that. So give struggling players a helping hand, specifically give them items that boost certain stats, or ways to avoid getting hit or do more damage, whatever they need. And when you give out these items, you make sure the whole table understands that the item is for that particular player and that particular player only,
Sure.
just to stop another player nicking it and becoming way more powerful.
Well,
So
let's, okay. Yes. Respect, though, is a thing that we will probably have on our table. So I would imagine that that doesn't need to be said, but if it does at your table, oops, I guess.
1 movement-based item for each character, 1 weapon for each character, and then 1 or 2 items to buff individuals. And I'll throw a list on my Patreon as well for free of items in the DMG that boost stats of characters.
And that's all that's like 10 things, maybe 12 things. So, and if it recommends 34, I feel like 34 is excessive. Are they counting, like, healing potions as magic items at this point, in the sense of, like, for that tracker?
They are magical.
I know. But what I mean is that the intention, right? Like, some of it is
Yeah,
just...
That was me saying they must be.
Oh, okay.
That means we have 16 items left, mostly uncommon and common. For this, pull back out the random tables we had from earlier. Maybe add a few more items to them that you think your players might like, and then roll away, filling that item track.
I don't know, man. Feels like a lot. Feels like a hell of a lot. But sure. Sure.
Tracker with random goodness, and I'll edit in me filling the tracker in post. Which leaves one item left, the very rare one. And for this, I like the idea of something to help travel that the whole party can get use out of, such as an amulet of the plains or a carpet of flying or something like that. Or maybe something that adds clarity, such as a crystal ball or rod of alertness. But this one is a hard one. Certainly just looking at the DMG, there's not a ton of very rare items that are useful for the whole group. And when faced with this dilemma of what's one very rare item to give out, well, you can just homebrew one yourself, of course, or truly randomize it. But if you do that, make sure this is one of the last items you give out in this level section, so that you can start giving even more very rare items out straight away next level to help return balance to the party. I also think for this tracking sheet, there is something to be said for choosing items in the game that you could maybe have props for in real life, like this deck of many things, or this relic dice roller, just because more immersive items like these make for a much more memorable session. And I also think, and do this rarely by the way, but throwing in a cursed item every now and then is all part of the fun.
Yes, okay, thank you. That is also something that you should do.
Especially when D&D 5e has absolutely neutered the threat of cursed weapons.
Yes.
DMs can throw one in every now and then as a little bit of a troll.
Yeah, exactly. I just like the idea of making these cursed things that require you to do something that in order to break the curse. You know, just do something specific. It's not, yeah, sure, you've got fucking remove curse. Wow, amazing. No, make it so that it's something that it can't be removed by remove curse, you know?
Yeah, or have it be like, for so long as this item is cursed, it gains these benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, like, they're then motivated to not break the curse, and will in fact actively fight against you for trying to break the curse.
Yes. That would be great.
Ooh, hey!
Most of that was just to hand wave the inventory and travel management stuff that people tend to ignore anyway. Oh, for the other items in the beginning, yeah, it seems that way. Which, sure, if that's what you want to do, absolutely, I don't see a problem with that for sure.
Too many things, by the way. Maybe save it for later levels, because it does have a tendency to derail the campaign, and that's not as much of a problem. Levels 15 plus compared to levels.
Yeah, because you're not going to be playing at that point, so. It's fine.
Also, before we, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying it's fine if that happens because you're not playing at that point.
I was gonna say that before we get too far away from it, this kind of reminds me of I saw like a Tumblr post, and it was like I used to never understand D&D cursed items because like just drop the item. But then I have this little box in my pocket that gives me psychic damage for 7 hours a day, and I would be distraught without it.
Yes, exactly.
5, which brings us to level 11 to 16. So let's talk about those higher levels. It is worth bearing in mind that most tables never make it past level 10. So people may not realize this, but giving out magic items at these levels is hard. For levels 11 to 16, your players can already do a lot. They don't want for anything, except the coolest or weirdest of items. But it should be said, these are also the levels where you want to balance for fun. Seeing how your players play, you have probably realized at this point that 3 out of 4 of the players can fly, and it's a bummer for the 4th person, so maybe give them a way to fly. 2 out of the 4 players maybe have familiars, and you detect some friendly jealousy from the other players, so give them items that can store a pet, or summon one. It's also time to upgrade everyone to armor, and nearer level 16, upgrade their weapons again. Also, let's roll on these common and uncommon tables from earlier to slam those out the way. Quite simply, none of your players will care that much about these items at this level anyway. You also will probably want to give your party something to help them get around the world. Whether that is a ship, an airship, some kind of access to teleportation, it's certainly what I would do to help keep things moving at a faster pace. And getting an airship to use is just cool. While you won't find items like this on a character sheet or in the DMG, the fact that the players have access to it does in my mind mean we need to tick off one or two very rare or even legendary items on this list. You can let me know in the comments if you disagree with this, but I do believe that having access to resources that kind of do similar things to just having an insane magic item, like being able to fly across the world in an airship, is equivalent to just having a magic item that could do it. And then for the final few items we still have left, it's time to make some more random tables, but this time for rare, very rare, and legendary items. And you need to be more specific with these tables, because giving out...
I just want to also, again, point to the having personalized magic items and all that stuff would take more time, but going through and making sure that you have made random item tables that would work for your campaign would not take as much time.
Yeah, the sheer potential of random magic items for like the ability to break campaigns
Yeah.
is staggering.
Yeah. So, I mean, sure, man. Let's do it. I still, like, but regardless, with this fucking checklist, I'm just like, man, it really, really feels like we have too many, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's different now in 2024 D&D, where you need magic items more. Or if you're not personalizing them, having a plethora makes it better, I guess? I don't know.
legendary item that none of the players can even actually use sucks. But once you have some tables full of really cool items that your table will want, then roll them and randomly give them out, but try and space it out. And it's kind of okay if you want to give out one overpowered weapon to one character here, because we're about to hit the insane endgame. But before we jump into those last few levels, let's quickly talk about making magic items yourselves. I think it can be very rewarding, especially if you're creating the magic item for one player in particular.
There you
It's kind
go.
of like
Hey, we're getting there. You could also have players be working for an organization that gives them access to these items instead of just letting them own them. I agree, yes, it's a lending system. I like this, because then it's like, ooh, you want to use that? Well, guess what? You can have that this time around. That's fine, but you can't keep it for long. When you bring it back, if you want something else, you'll just have to trade it in. And now you have to use this thing that you wanted, and you won't have access to that other thing. Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
a bonding exercise in a way, like a nice little present. But there are some things to keep in mind when creating a magic item. The first is, it is always better to have a player in mind for an item. If you are making it for a particular player, make sure the item is there to improve them in some way. I mean, obviously. But it's not just about making numbers go up. Make it complement their playstyle in some way. If their character is all close range and only likes using an axe, but is then screwed when they have to fight something ranged, give them an axe that also fires a projectile of some sort. Just make the ranged attack weaker than a normal attack.
This is why the return enchantment was so cool back when we did 3.5. You could throw your fucking axe, and then it could come back to you that same fucking turn, or the next turn. Super cool. Transformers RPG uses a requisition system where you get temporary items with each mission arc. That's sick. I like that. Hell yeah. See, it's stuff like that where it's like, it's your axe throwing routine has boomeranged on us. Yes, exactly. But yeah, so it's one of those things that I like the idea of having the options, but only being able to take limited amounts, right? Because then it's like, ooh, hey guys, we'll go into the little requisition area for our guild. And then, hey, look at all these things that we have access to because we're such high levels in the guild. Well, there's 4 of us, we can take 4 things, let's see if we can try to find a good combination to make it so that all of us can use these things in tandem and make it so that we're way more effective together. You know, it helps kind of promote that cooperation that I would want with my players to like having, and I would also want as a player. So I don't know, it just feels like it would be cool.
If you have a player character who always goes unconscious in a party first, then you give that guy a magic item that allows them, I don't know, the ability to block attacks or something, just so they can stay in the fight longer. Increasing the enjoyment of the game for all the players should be your #1 priority. However, that does not mean you cannot have a little bit of fun with it. Some considerations for making these items more fun, even challenging if you did want to go that route, you could make an item cursed or sentient. And this can add to the narrative and plot of your game, because then the character may seek to break the curse, or may just want to learn more about the magic item, and this quest could lead them to other plot points, or to other NPCs, or to other environments in your world. In the same vein, you could add a backstory to the item. Maybe someone else is seeking it and will do anything to get it.
Yeah.
A well-made magic item is not just about fun and utility though. It can take the players to new areas, introduce them to new characters, and also teach your players a lot about the history of your world. And as far as sentient items go, that's just fun. You can really throw a spanner into the entire party by adding like a talking NPC that's always there. Like, I always liked the idea of a sentient healing staff that hated healing people. However, it's important to remember that NPCs, even ones that are weapons, are taxing to run, and it's more work for the DM if you have a new NPC that's always with the party at all times. As for actually creating an item, reskinning an already existing one is the easiest route to go by far. This could be a simple reflavor of something else, like turning a broom of flying into a surfboard of flying. You don't need to change anything in that stat block. It's just now a surfboard, not a broom. Or you can slightly change what an item does. For example, taking a broom of flying and making it a broom of water, where if sat on a broom, you can move through water at great speeds, as well as being able to breathe underwater. I'm not sure why you would do that, but it's an example of taking a magic item and simply reskinning it to a different item.
This is an okay video.
Yeah. I like as a note, his note about like the items where there can just be like a little bit of silliness with
Yeah.
it. Like it's a broom that allows you to fly through water. Fuck it. Kind of reminds me of Morrowind, where like you
Yeah.
have boots of jumping that
Yeah.
allow that like set your agility score to like super high, so you can jump super high in the air, but then it wears off by the time you land, so you fall to your death.
Exactly. Yes. It is good. It's good for that kind of stuff. I love turning things into things other than chests into mimics. Tapestry mimic, horse trough mimic, bed mimic. Yes. Mimics need to be used in different ways than chests. Absolutely. I love anything else that's a mimic because it's just like, oh fuck. It can be very fun.
That does not change its rarity. Slightly changing stuff is less likely to break the game. It's also worth thinking about attunement. Usually only the most powerful items require attunement to stop players from getting the benefits of too many of them at the same time. But attunement has some other benefits that are worth thinking about. For example, it limits the ability for players to pass an item around so everyone can gain its effects or benefits. It also just means an individual character can get more attached to the particular item. And you can also use attunement as hooks to get your players to go to places and do things. For example, you can give out a magic item that a player can not attune to until it is submerged in the ocean of the west coast of your magical land. And you may have other surprises planned for them in the west coast. So it could be a really good way of getting people to go there. I think the best thing you can do when creating a magic item though is to make it with your players. Get feedback from them, find out what they want. You don't have to give them all the information and it can still be a surprise, but finding out what they want for their characters and what magic items they would like to see will go a long way in helping you make the best thing for them.
But if you tailor the experience, it takes too much time. Wait a minute. Wait. No, but you should do this. This is good. I like that. Yeah, let's force the sentient healing staff that doesn't like healing people to heal people. We're the good guys. True. Exactly. Hello, Timothy. Good to see you.
And if you are worried about making magic items that may be too powerful or too weak for your games, and you're worried about it affecting the player's enjoyment, but you do want to make some items, then you can try making some one-time use items, or items that the players have to return or will lose in some way. Or you can do what I did when I first made an item that made one of my players extremely overpowered. Like, they were fine, then they leveled up, and with the level up and the item, they were just insane. I just asked this player if we could nerf it. I was like, this is too powerful, can I make it weaker, please? And the player was on board.
Alright, the video has become very good to me now. He's talking about all of the things that I would say.
Open and honest communication between DM and player is critical.
Exactly.
It should always be encouraged. It is so nice to see a video that, like, also has this as, like, how to put this? You should have that as a founding principle of your table. Like, that should just be there. That communication should just have always been there.
Exactly. Please share this video around. Even though he said that it takes way more time and it's the worst side to personalize each and every item to your to your players. That's the weird thing. But mostly this is good.
Because he knew I had messed up. He could feel it. He knew he was way too powerful. And you'll be surprised how often players would rather have a fair and more challenging game than a game where they are just overpowered. I mean, sure, not all players are like that, but before giving a magic item out, just ask if it's okay for this to be a kind of test run. We may change it later down the line in some way. Terms and conditions apply. And this can be to make items more powerful too. If you gave out something too weak, the players could get them be made more powerful. So it is kind of in their best interest to agree to these kind of patch notes. And the best thing you can do when making magic items for your games is to keep it simple. All the best magic items in D&D are simple to understand. No one wants walls of texts and tons of conditions about how things work. If you can describe a magic item in detail in just a few sentences, you're good. Name that magic item!
Bag of holding. The first 3 fireballs are free, but after that you have to pay a monthly subscription. Yes, there you go. Starts consuming your gold.
Alejo.
Yeah.
What would you think about a cursed magic item that behaves such that you have to do some horrible thing, say, I don't know, kill at least one good aligned creature once per month in order to maintain attunement, but it's like a fuck-ass awesome sword.
That'd be
so
cool.
like, yeah. So like your paladin's like, oh, but I'm killing a good creature once a month. Oh, but think of the good I could do, the evil I could slay with this sword, this plus 15 sword.
Yeah, you could do so much good.
Really, what's the cost of one orphan if I'm saving 10 a day?
That's right. It'll get easier the more that you do it. You won't even think about it like the next time.
That's what I'm talking about. It'll get easier the next time.
Yeah, that's right. It's that slippery slope.
Ooh, delicious.
That's what I think about that. Very good. What was the cleric video about? Very little. It's like fine for a new person, but it was like we watched like the first few minutes and then it was like, okay. Kind of got everything we needed to get out of it, unfortunately.
It's the bag of devouring, you idiot. Sorry, I didn't mean idiot. Please subscribe to the channel. Level 17 to 20. The good news is, at these levels, nothing really matters. All the course correcting, tweaking, and balancing you've been doing up to this point is out the window. At these levels, your characters can get 9 legendary items, so just try to make sure you give them out equally. Obviously, no player should have a lot more legendary items than any other player, and if there are any legendary or very rare items that stand out to you as a DM that you know would suit a player character, now's the time to make sure they get it. Apart from that, for the other items, randomize it. Your players are going to be overflowing with items at this point.
At this point, why just give them the legendary items and that's it? You don't need to give them anything else. They're done. You're there, man. Like, I'm sorry. Look at all of the things I have to figure out when to give. I have to give 5 of these. I have to give 11 of these. Like, I have to figure out and plan to give all of these items. When I could just, like, figure it out beforehand, figure out these, like, specific things, and maybe even just, like, buff those things throughout the campaign. You know, make them have the ability to enhance those items throughout the campaign that I've made specifically for them. You know? Like, I'm fine with putting, you know, give them some really good healing potions and all that kind of stuff. That kind of counts towards it. But, like, and, like, travel things and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. But, like, we don't need to go through all of that shit, you know? It's just too much. It's just so much.
Their character sheets are going to look like my unplayed video game list on Steam. The only thing
That's true. It's not like we're gonna run out of unicorns. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you just gotta kill a good creature every month. They'll keep being there. They're fey creatures. They'll come back. I'm sure.
You'll be strong enough to set up a whole ass unicorn farm.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? You know what you can do with those dead unicorns? You could probably do something with those. They'll be all right. You just got to figure it out.
I will say is that if you are planning to end the campaign at level 20, or after a few sessions of being level 20, then try and get most of the magic items in players' hands at level 17 and 18 and early level 19, just so it gives them the most time to play around with them before the campaign abruptly ends. Also, hit the like button on this video before it abruptly ends.
A good bit.
Okay.
Well, what do you think about those videos, Alejo?
I think that video was good. I liked that video.
Yeah.
The one before it with the don't give your players these items seems way more restrictive, and I don't think that it necessarily applies. It's just one of those things of if you give out something, just know that you gave that out, so you should take account, like, it into account that it exists now in their hands. And if they use it in a way that's creative and completely bypasses stuff, sure, you can be a little annoyed, but, like, I wouldn't be personally. I'd just be like, yeah, hell yeah, dude, you beat it. That's awesome. Like, you used the item in a way. That's cool. And for the cleric video, it was definitely a video that we watched some of. That is my assessment.
Yeah, I would say I agree with your assessment, sir.
That sounds good.
The first video seemed to just be sort of an intro into, like, what is a cleric, which is, like, neat, but, like, I don't know if it necessarily is like, oh, people are playing clerics wrong.
Yeah.
I also really want to highlight the third video, with that, like, emphasis on, like, communication between DM and player. That's some good shit.
That is.
We always love to see it.
You love to see it. That's, again, the 5 tiers of handing out D&D items. That's bonus reaction. I think he changed his channel name from bonus action to bonus reaction. So, look into that video. Share that around. It'll be in the description, of course. Share that video around, because it's very good to have as something that should be looked at a lot more, I think. Even if the guy is quitting. Except he's not. So, it's fine. But, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that I will, of course, extend the invitation to my lovely friend here, to see if he would like to leave me alone. That's up to you, man, if you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cook dinner, I think.
Good idea.
Yeah. You have yourself a lovely week, sir.
You too.
And chat, you as well.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, let's move on to comments, and then we'll be done for the evening, everybody. So, I know it's been shorter these past few times. That's just how it's been. Honestly, it's fine, I feel. I know we used to do things for like 6 hours or even longer, and I think we've just found our little suited amount of time these days. We're getting to the point of becoming more tired more quickly. So apologies if that annoys you, but I like sleeping more and being healthier a little bit. So just in terms of getting sleep. Regardless, thank you for the comments. Appreciate you, of course, for the comments. First comment we got, and these were from weeks ago because we did miss a couple of weeks, and I apologize for that as well. Hell is over, mostly, so we're getting back into the swing of things. So, thank you for your continued support. Appreciate you. Regardless, Unit Rico says on last episode, I'm guessing my comment was hidden due to some kind of profanity filter. I think I've had this happen before, but I also often lose comments because I'm typing them as I watch the video and then forget to hit send before closing the tab. Or, as in attempt 1 for this one, my app skipping to the next video in my watch later playlist. Thank you, YouTube. Very cool. Also, due to already being a shameless shill, I usually skip the shilling section at the end, so I completely missed you guys have a mousepad now. I should get one of those soon. Hell yeah, dude. Anyway, videos were watched. Haven't been playing any TTRPGs lately due to the usual scheduling issues, but I've been playing a lot of war games where these rules are quite important until you're like me and play Tomb Kings in Old World where you get to ignore those pesky rules. Nice. Hell yeah. It's obviously not really applicable to just wing it with the rules in these games, but they could serve as an inspiration. Middle-earth has a fun system where your army breaks once you lose half the models in your army, after which models need to take courage checks or flee off the board. Heroes can make nearby regulars auto-pass, making it important to focus them down or tie them up, giving nice tactical choices. It's genuinely quite funny seeing your entire horde of orcs run off the field because the Witch King is too busy being turned into paste by Boromir to keep his rabble in line. Hell yeah, dude. Love it. I can see this being used as a sort of rule of thumb for combat encounters, though. Obviously, these tend to be a lot smaller in D&D compared to your average wargame. That is true. Thank you for the comment. Continuing on, Timothy left a comment last episode, 2 weeks ago. Hello, bros. Still working on lore. I've been dealing with a bit of writer's block, which is annoying. See you guys on Saturday. Have a nice day. Well, it definitely is a Saturday. It's good to see you. But yes, writer's block is something that has been infecting me too. I haven't been writing at all, which is annoying. Oh well. And then Unirico, also on the Abiotic Factor first stream. Hey, go check that out. It's funny and fun. Paradox is fine as a publisher. Besides Magicka, actually that one could be fun to play on the channel. It might be, yeah. And Age of Wonders 4, it's sadly mostly been duds. Plenty of actually good games that never really got the publicity they deserved and were quickly shot down or games released too early or canceled due to being stuck in development hell. Development-wise, they've seemingly regained a lot of strength after a bit of a lull, but as a publisher, they've been really disappointing, sadly. Okay, gotcha. I guess maybe I was thinking development more so than publisher. But regardless, yeah, I was wrong. So, thank you for keeping me in the correct knowledge. Appreciate you. Regardless, that is all the comments. Thank you for all the comments. Continue to leave comments, of course. We appreciate them. But yeah, that's the comments. It's time to shill. So hello, welcome to shill time. I forgot to open up the fucking website to do the shill properly. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Oh my god, everything is going wrong. Oh, that's the wrong thing too. Wait, where's my website? Is there. Jesus. I'm sorry. We have a website. Hey, it's right here. It's in the description if you want to join it. Go to it and see the stuff. It's got everything on here. I've got to update a bunch of stuff on it, in fact, because if you look at it, it says 229 here. Don't worry about that. I'll update it later today. Regardless, if you go over to support us further, you'll see all the things that I'm going to talk about. So, firstly, we have a Patreon and a Ko-fi, however you want to say it. This is the Patreon. This is the Ko-fi. They both let you become a table flipper like these lovely people. And if you do so, you get early access to stuff. You get access to things that otherwise you wouldn't have access to, like campaigns or little games when I run them. Or you get access to the table flipper specific little channel thing in our Discord. Now, to be fair, do we use it a lot? No. So you don't have to worry about that if you don't want to. But for as little as $1 a month, you can become a table flipper and have access. So that's up to you. Obviously, don't become one if you don't wish to, but you will get early access to things when I do get them out there for you. Regardless, big thank you goes out to Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Unit Rico, at tier 4. Thank you very much. We appreciate you immensely. Big thanks. Regardless of my inability to speak, I do thank you. And regardless of that, bigger pause, thank you to Crimson Rose as well for being at tier 2. Thank you very much. And a thank you goes to our tier 1 contributor. So become a table flipper if you wish to. Little as $1 a month. It's incredibly affordable. But again, if you can't or you don't want to, don't consider it to be an obligation. It is just there if you wish to. Regardless, we then also have our fourth wall shop. You can see the dice there, and we have our little keychains that you can utilize the code crew keys to... I still have that, don't I? There it is. Crew keys for 20% off all 3 keychains if you wish to get all 3. I have them on my bag myself, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty nice. You can also get the dice, of course, here. You can get all of these side profile coasters for the crew, the mug, the mouse pad, or this notebook. You can get a little notebook that has our faces on it, looking to see if you're going to write something, if you're going to open it. Whoa, it's there. So yeah, go through, see if you want something. If you do, hey, go get it. If not, that's cool too. Anyway, we also have the ability for you to donate to us directly if you wish to the PayPal. That is a thing. Also, we are affiliated with Humble Bundle. What a great place to be. Humble Bundle has a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. If you use our link, it gives us a little bit of a kickback. In fact, right now, there's that Critical Role comic collection, as well as this map-making mega bundle. Hey, there's another thing that you might want. Obviously, the other stuff, too. Indie Fears, some Unity assets, the Telltale collection. You got a bunch of cool stuff. Devious Deck Builders. There you go. Bunch of cool stuff, bunch of cool games, bunch of cool software, books, all of that kind of stuff. Humble Bundle is a great site. Go and use it. Even if you don't use our link, it's a great site. It's one of the reasons why I have way too many video games, as well as some other stuff. So, I would chill it all day, even if it wasn't going to pay us. I'll be honest. I've been a part of like Humble Choice for goddamn ever at this point, and you get Total War Warhammer 3 with November's Humble Choice. So, you might want to get that before it stops being November. Anyway, you can also support us by accessing drive-through links here. Drive-through RPG being the one that is the most relevant, so we'll go into that. There it goes. Drive-through RPG has a lot of RPG stuff on it, both official and user-created, so go through it using the link in our description, and anything you buy within 15 days of clicking that link or using that link in any way will get you to give us a little bit of a kickback. Bunch of cool stuff on here, honestly. Like, it's like having the ability to get a bunch of PDFs and stuff that you might want for pretty cheap, honestly, is great. So drive through. And comics and fiction and cards, those are pretty self-explanatory. You can get all the stuff through those too. But regardless, that's everything. That's it. Can't wait to watch the VOD on Monday. Yeah, appreciate you, of course. If you're watching at this point, I thank you very, very much. Obviously, like the VOD when it comes out. If you would, if you're new and you're at this point, hey, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Be pretty cool. And keep watching and sharing the videos around and all that kind of stuff. If you think there's somebody out there that might enjoy them. Obviously, not everybody thinks that this is their cup of tea, which is fine. That's absolutely fair. I appreciate the community that we've got. We have a lot of cool people. We appreciate you immensely. Regardless of that, thank you very much once again for coming by. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. Oh, for those of you who are in the States, happy Thanksgiving. It'll be Thanksgiving before we get through to the next podcast. So happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrate. And if you don't, well, I hope you have a good Thursday and Friday at the end of the week here. Regardless. I've said regardless way too much, and I apologize. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye. Goodbye.